What's up, squad? What's up? What's up? I missed y'all so much. I really did. Hi, Latricia. I see you, Miss Kiki. Hey, y'all. John. All the squad is in here. John Edwards. Hey, Charlie. K-May. Okay, Tina. Put y'all aliens up as you come into the room. Shout out to Steve Patterson. I see you, moderator extraordinaire. Sofa Locks. Okay, I see y'all. Come on in. Hilda, I see you. I see all y'all. I'm so happy to be here. Lynn. Hey, Brina. Yes, Glock Topics. I see you putting in work. I've been seeing all of y'all. Get ready. You about to be an ATLien. I'm gonna get that changed eventually. I promise y'all I am. But since it is my theme song, I'm gonna keep it. I might just have to change the voices. But thank you so much for tuning in with me today. Y'all know it's been a minute. I needed some time. I don't know. I still need some more time. My anxiety has got me up all night watching the news, watching everybody marching in every city, watching all the child. I'm so tired. I'm just tired. And if you remember my Patreon, shout out to all my Patreon members. Y'all know I put 13th Amendment in there, the Ava DuVernay film, for y'all to watch again. And if any of you out in my listening audience have not seen that film, please watch it again. Even if you've seen it, watch it again and again and again. And you will see exactly why some of the things are going on today. It's systemic. It's been going on for years, at least 60, at least 60, 56. How many years has it been since they signed the Civil Rights Bill into law? So yeah, just pay attention to some of the things that have been going on. I didn't want to sit here and talk about things that gonna make us sad, but there are a lot of things that we just have to talk about. Like some things, we can't just always just ignore the obvious. We can't do it anymore. And now you see all these celebrities out there talking. It's best that y'all just remain silent. Some of y'all just shut up. Just don't say nothing. We don't want to hear nothing from you. Case in point, while I was gone, shout out to new member LaShawn. I see you, LaShawn. While I was gone, which wasn't really, y'all act like I was gone for like a month. It's been like 4-5 days. But anyway, Shekinah Jo. Y'all know Shekinah, Tiny's best friend. She was on live. She was talking about the Atlanta protest, which I talked about last Thursday or Friday. Y'all saw my little ride along and everything. And we were talking about how, the protests had gotten violent. And, there are a few people out there that, we giving a side eye to. And now it's come out that there's a lot of people out there. There's some white supremacists out there. There's some Antifa out there. There's a whole lot of people out there that ain't for the cause. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But, the Gucci store got broken into at Phipps Mall. We was talking about that last week. But Shekinah goes on live. And just cries about the Gucci store. Talk about the Gucci store. Ain't did nothing to y'all. And my thing is, Shekinah, you don't even live in Buckhead. You don't live near Buckhead. You might go to Buckhead to shop. But why is you crying about them messing up Phipps or Lenox? Nobody cares about it. And it's my city too, but at the same time, I know the history of Buckhead, and I know how they never wanted y'all black asses out there in the first place. But again, I digress. So somebody said, leave Shekinah alone. I'm not gonna leave Shekinah alone. In fact, I'm going to bring her back up. And I know y'all already seen it. I know it doesn't matter. But we're going to watch it again. We are going to watch it again because I just can't get over how she literally said what she said. Hold on, let me find the clip. Let me find this clip because we're We gonna look at her. We might just have to hear it. I don't know. Let me see.
They ain't did nothing to you. Lenny Small didn't do nothing to you. These police in Atlanta ain't did shit to you either. They ain't did shit to you. They ain't did nothing to you though. They don't deserve it. I always remember this. Do unto others as you want to be treated. Do unto others as you want to be treated. Figure it out. Talking about y'all going on the motherfucking right, man. Y'all fuck crazy hell, baby. You can say fuck them all. I don't give a fuck. You got to deal with that. Let me go live with it. Oh, gotta go live with him, y'all. I gotta start going live. I gotta see what some of y'all mentally. Y'all are retarded. I gotta go to work. I gotta just see what some of y'all. Let y'all see him work through me. I be wrong if I ain't come on here and tell you better. If I ain't come on here and say, look, it's 2,000 people on here. Feel me? It's a 2,000 people heard me. Y'all got to stop. Y'all got to find out what love really is. You know what I'm saying? And what really going on with y'all. Because y'all ain't down here fucking up the city of Atlanta based upon somebody losing their life. Y'all angry. Y'all mad. Y'all selfish. Y'all tearing up people's business. Icebox Indians. They not even white people. Icebox ain't did y'all shit. Y'all done been in the folks' store taking their shit. Them people got a family. That shit not right. Gucci ain't did shit to y'all. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. They racist, whatever. I don't want to hear that shit. They ain't did shit to y'all.
They ain't did shit to y'all. Icebox ain't did shit to y'all. And let's talk about Icebox for a minute, because a lot of y'all don't know what Icebox is. We're gonna get to the Tory Lane situation in a minute. But Icebox is a jewelry store in Atlanta. You know, they specialize in, you know, gold, diamond, Rolexes. In fact, I got my Rolex from Icebox. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Mo, all y'all over there at Icebox. Icebox got a whole vault. If they broke into Icebox, they got a whole bunch of fake Gucci's, fake Rolexes, fake stuff that was in the counter. Like, child, ain't nobody like. Are you serious? Like, how you gonna sit up there and defend? Anyway, I digress. Now, I know y'all saw Tory Lanez start talking about it too, and he was like, why the hell is Shekinah going off on Gucci? Now, I ain't gonna like go into the whole detail, but you know, Shekinah came on the line to defend herself, and I don't know if she defended herself that well. Hold on, let me play just a little bit of it.
I gotta speak my mind because it's not fair right now. At this point, I don't appreciate how some black people came on my page and turned my shit around. I don't appreciate that. Because that's not what I was saying at all. I never, ever, ever said nothing about a Gucci store. You just caught me in the midst of crying about the Gucci store. Not about the Gucci store, but I was crying because I'm like, damn, we out here really fucking shit up. We stealing, we doing all kind of stuff. And that's not what we supposed to be seen as. We don't supposed to be seen as wild ass animals out here tearing up these people's store. I respect standing up. I don't appreciate nothing the police did to us. That shit ain't cool. Ask me, but I don't appreciate you taking shit that you seen on Instagram. Yeah, because you was like the girl crying over Gucci. That's not fair because I wasn't crying over Gucci. You screaming. We having a conversation. My voice. Let's have it. I'm aggravated because I don't appreciate how black people are doing me. Hi. You could bring it down to a level like 3. You could have a. I'm down. You got it, brother. What's up? You said we not acting like that. Let's not act like that. Okay, let's not act like that. How are you? Let's start our conversation over. How are you today? Have you gone outside and marched with the people? Listen, I've been outside. I haven't been all the way in the front end. No, have you been outside? Have you gone outside and marched with the people yet? No, I haven't marched with the people. Okay, let me ask you one thing. Mm-hmm. Have you been around when the looting is going on? Have you been around in like any of those places where it has been going on, like in the moments of it going on? No, I haven't been. Okay. I woke up. Listen. Can I say something? I'm listening to you. But I woke up one morning, and which was Saturday morning, and I seen the news, and I seen everything just going crazy. I seen stuff on fire. It hurted my feelings because I'm like, damn, this is what this thing came to. I don't appreciate that white man killing us. I don't think that's cool. I'm not with that. But I don't think we're gonna get anywhere by stealing these people's shit. Fuck Gucci. Fuck Gucci. Let's make that understood. Fuck Gucci. I don't even wear that shit anyway. All I'm telling you is when I got online, I see
crying over the Gucci store. I'm not gonna sit here.
But listen, what I'm telling you, you know they have edits out here. Wait, they have edits in the world. Go ahead.
I did see you say the cops in Atlanta don't have nothing to do with this and that. But do you really believe that the cops in Atlanta have nothing to do with this?
This is what I'm saying to you, right? I just didn't understand why we be coming up bringing more things to ourselves, like more hatred. You seen those 2 black kids last night in the car that went to Spelman and one went to Morehouse. Those people were on their way home, and all of a sudden, them people that came in there and ambushed these kids for what?
I have children.
For what? Why did they ambush these kids though like that? I'm not in agreement.
I have a son, a daughter,
you got kids, right?
I have a son.
And okay, good. Congratulations.
I don't think you understand. We have money. Me and you have money. And at the end of the day, it does not matter. My son can have a billion.
Look, you think I'm supposed to sit here and listen, as our platforms, we supposed to tell our people to get out here and act like fools?
Hold on. I see where you're coming from, and you're right. Black people acting animalistic or whatever you're saying, or black people acting crazy. I can understand.
It's another way we can get our point across, bruh.
Screaming, let me say something.
I scream, I'm black. You know we angry, right?
I'm not that angry.
Okay.
I'm not that angry. I'm angry at the situation
I'm angry at everything going on, my brother. I don't appreciate white officers killing black people. That's all I'm telling you.
All I want to say.
Y'all keep talking about let him speak. Why? Because he got more followers. All y'all folks say shit but a bunch of dick riders and groupies at the end of the day. I ain't on no fame shit. I said what I said, and I went crying about no fucking Gucci.
Listen, all I'm saying is we can be rich, and as rich as we are, our sons and daughters are subject to the same police brutality. That's all I want to say. I think you're missing my point right now.
I think you missed.
Quite frankly, you're screaming a little too loud for me to be able to talk, so I had to let you go. But I don't understand. It's that I don't understand. And my whole thing is, it's like, I'm not over here to come down on her.
So he hung up on her?
I don't know her like that. I don't know her. I really do not know her. The first time I seen her was this. I don't know where she's from. I don't know her. I'm not saying anything bad about her, and I understand where her point is. But I need her to understand that when you go out, that's why the first question I asked her was, did she march? Because what you got to understand is when you go outside, it's not just black people. The fact she even just said, yo, our people not supposed to be moving like that. We're not supposed to be, It's not our people. It's not just our people out there. There's white people, black people, Spanish people. Everybody is out there. Like, what are you talking about? All I'm trying to explain is, as rich as I am, is as much as black people have made black businesses. How can we be black business owners and multiply? How can we multiply more black businesses and more black business owners if we're not alive? If we're not alive, how? It's impossible.
Shit. Oh shit, I've been talking all this time and my mic was on mute. Damn. Okay, pay attention to some of these skin folk. Pay attention to some of these skin folk who call you animals. Pay attention to some of these skin folk who call you gorillas and monkeys and say y'all need to be locked up in the zoo. I was saying while my sound was cut off that I'm going to, Khia seemed to drag Shekinah next. And I was about to go to that. Let me see what Khia said. Now, look. Speaking of Khia, y'all know the whole situation. Khia, Mr. Manhands, aka T.S. Massey, Mr. Manhands, till this day, till this day calls me a gorilla. And y'all don't see anything wrong with that because, you know, all is fair in love and war, I guess, because I call him man hands, which is kind of fun shade to me. He's a man. He has hands. Him calling me a gorilla, y'all don't think that is problematic. But again, I digress. This ain't about me. Let me go. Let me pull up this Khia. Hold on. Here it is right here. I'm about to put it in here. Hold on. Let me put it in here, honey. So I guess Khia went live and dragged Shekinah. Hold on. Let me see what she said about Shekinah. Hold on.
I told y'all that bitch was slow. Word on the curve, Shekinah Jo out here crying over the Gucci store getting broken into like she can shop there and the people are gagging. Y'all that bitch wore a helmet growing up. Y'all let this retarded bitch run around out here, you know, without a caregiver. Y'all know that bitch is special needs. Y'all should have left that whore on somebody's porch in a rocking chair, highly medicated. Y'all know we keep the slow and retarded people in the bedroom, in the back of the house, and we only let them come outside on the porch on Sundays to get a little sunshine. Y'all got this hoe running around like she a real star. Y'all did this shit. Let's talk about the order. We the people want to know how this football face bitch crying over a Gucci store when she can't fit nothing in Gucci, let alone buy anything out of Gucci. Bitch, you ain't got no money. Gaggle, you can't even fit a pocketbook over your fat ass arms. All you can get out of the Gucci store is a keychain, Gaggle. You can't even get a scarf to go around your fat ass neck or your big ass head, you big bad body built bitch. Let's talk about the motherfucking order. We the people want to know, why is you crying, Shekinah? Bitch, if you gonna cry over anything, cry over the fact that you can't even fit your big ass on the toilet and shit and piss because your wobbly big ass is deformed and lopsided and you can't fit on nobody's toilet, not even your own. Bitch, if you're gonna be mad at something, be mad at the fact that your arms are so short you can't even touch your own pussy or wipe your ass correctly, bitch, because you ill-informed and retarded little arm having ass.
Oh my God.
I hate a fat cigarette smoking bitch that want to act like they know so much and don't know nothing at all. We the people sending you to put a brown plastic bag over your head and suffocate yourself until you die. Whole cancel your life in that order.
I can't take no more.
This bitch gets on Instagram and she drags every woman of color. But y'all fuck her. She been dragging women of color. I don't know nobody that cockadoodle, fucked up teeth, bad body, wanna be more than who the fuck she is. Ain't nobody heard her. You know what she said? Oh, y'all made me famous. Let me tell y'all something, man. I ain't never asked to be famous. I ain't never asked to be famous. I sure didn't. I never did. They say we gotta be in the house at 9 o'clock, baby. I'm following the rules that yes, Brittany, I'm at home. I'm following the rules that the man said. She said you gotta be in the house at 9 o'clock. So I was out there and I'm at home now. Now I can get on my live and talk about what I want to talk about. Don't tell me what to waste my energy on. I want to talk about cock-a-doodle-doo. I want to talk about cock-a-doodle-doo.
I give up. I give up.
My neck and my back. This bitch always talking about where somebody got. Have y'all ever looked at her? Have y'all ever looked at my neck and my back? But all I'm saying to y'all is, she done drug every African-American woman it is. She be on the shade room just talking about African-American women. She talks about me so bad. And y'all have her on, she ain't counseled.
Wait a minute. How is Shekinah gonna pull the African American woman card as if Khia is not an African American woman? And then Shekinah sat next to Mr. Timothy, who drags nothing but African American women. Just like I told you, Mr. Timothy called me a whole gorilla. And y'all don't see nothing wrong with that. And I don't have nothing against Shekinah. In fact, I like Shekinah. But, I mean, don't be hypocritical. You sat right next, like you was talking about African-American women, too. We talk about current current events. And because we choose to talk about Black topics, see, y'all be trying to pull that stuff on me too. Y'all be all in the comments. As soon as I say something about Kenya, but you dragging African American women. You dragging. No, I'm not. I'm giving these African American women a platform. I'm talking about them, whereas mainstream media, a lot of times white media doesn't necessarily care about our African American celebrities, which is why I started my site in 2007 in the first place to focus on African American celebrities, and everybody came after that talking about them good, bad, or indifferent. At the end of the day, when we talk about the celebrities, it is a good thing. That means that people care. But again, I digress. Now, when we get on the subject of us referring to each other as animals, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Trina. Trina was in the news recently. She and Trick Daddy have a morning show in Miami, and they discussed earlier this week about the protests in Miami and how a lot of the Miami protests ended in looting and all of that. So here is what Trina had to say. Is this it? Let me think. Is this it? I think this is it. This might be it.
I say clean. That's how I feel.
Oh, wait. Let me start over.
And will be enforced until the Menez lifts the order. They need to make the curfew at 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. That's how I feel.
No.
Keep everybody off the streets, these animals off the streets that are running around in Miami-Dade County acting like they have escaped from a zoo. Lock them up at 5 p.m. so the streets can be nice and clean. That's how I feel.
What the streets got to do with the people's lives? You got money.
We're not talking about the lives. We're not talking about money. We're not talking about the lives. We're not talking about that.
You got money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
These people got to go to work. Mm-hmm. These people been on lockdown.
I've been on lockdown too. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You've been on lockdown.
I've been on lockdown just like them. Uh-huh.
Yeah, these people ain't been working.
Okay.
They about
Unfortunately,
to lose
a lot of people don't have jobs. I agree with that. Mm-hmm.
They're about to lose their mind.
We all about to lose our mind. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And just because one person.
Mm-hmm, they run. So today their minds are all back. Everybody's minds is back today good? Because the weekend it was they back good, okay?
They mind. One day ain't gonna get their mind clear. But it'll help.
Oh, okay.
It start somewhere.
Okay, that's cool.
That start somewhere.
And that means tear up our city. That means tear up our city.
Ain't nobody tear up no city.
That means tear up our city. That means run through and tear up our stores and burn down our stuff and break in our stores and go and tear up Bayside Marketplace and tear up my friend's shop that has a son and the kid to take care of her family. You go demolish the shop for something?
It's always personal with you.
It's definitely personal. It's definitely personal because I feel like at the end of the day,
your friend got insurance.
She got insurance, but she also been locked down for 60 days, also like us, and she also don't have money like me. So I don't approve of it, period.
Okay.
I don't approve of it, period.
I don't either, but
you don't want nobody burning down Sundays. Let's be very clear.
But
okay, and you have insurance.
But let me tell you this.
You don't want to be sent back for ribs and collard greens.
She's still going.
Yeah.
Bring back.
We can't bring back anything. We can't bring back nobody's lives that has been taken away, whether it was from the police or in the hands of another civilian. We cannot bring them back. We cannot.
Okay.
We cannot bring them back. You cannot pump life back into them at all. I can't bring back my little brother's life. His life was taken by the hands of a man, a black man. I can't bring his life back. So what are you saying? Let's be back. Because I'm ready today. Today, I'm ready today. I am ready today, Miami. Today.
So people are saying that, Trina was canceled. So Trina issued somewhat of an apology. She went live earlier today. Look, I just got my phone just went off. I got my notification about my curfew for the entire city of Atlanta begins tonight at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. June 4th and continues through sunrise tomorrow, June 5th. Stay home. Exceptions apply to people seeking medical help, working first responders, and the homeless. We just got our notification. It is 8:25. 8:25. Got our notification that y'all need to be in the house by 9 o'clock, unless you're driving for Uber. And when we order our food, y'all can still be out there picking up our food. I'm just letting y'all know. But again, I digress. You said Trina has some personal stuff going on. Are we giving Trina a pass? Everybody keeps saying that Trina is canceled. Let me hear this. Let me hear her apology. Hold on. Let me find the apology. Hold on. I'm about to find it right here. Here it is. I'm about to listen to this apology here and see if we're gonna give Trina a pass. Hold on, you know it's on the TMZ. Hold on. Why is dark? Oh, there it is.
They're attacking me and trying to bully me because I have a voice and I speak and I said how I felt. On Monday when I came in, prior to the events that happened the weekend, I was frustrated. I was angry. I was emotional. I was going through many of emotions. Here's the thing. I do not have a problem with the protest. I do not have a problem with people walking and peacefully protesting and celebrating and feeling frustrated and angered and all this about George Floyd, because I myself went to a protest. It was peaceful. Even though I was, sapped like bomb rush. You're breaking and kicking in windows and burning and setting things up in our community. As the guy called in today, another person, a lot of fellow people, however, even in Marc Daly, nobody wants to see our communities being burnt down or tore down or ambushed, because this is still our community. This is still our property, our place that we got to go. I'm not talking about the designer stores. I'm not talking about, I don't care about none of that. They don't give me nothing free. I'm talking about our community. Don't tear it up. Don't self-destruct it, because that has nothing to do with George Floyd. That is not getting a message across, and that is not getting to the solution. That is not helping the situation. His own family spoke up and said that. It's distracting people from talking about what's happening to him. It's distracting people from getting answers. People are angry and taking action. And I see stuff happen all over my United States. Fine. That's fine. I just said here in my little community, where I know people that have things, that own things, don't destroy it.
I didn't hear no apology. Did y'all hear apology? I heard her say that she meant don't destroy our community. Don't be like, I didn't hear the apology though. She kind of just justified what she said. I don't know. What do y'all think? Is Trina cancel? It's a whole petition out there for people to sign to cancel Trina. I don't know if it's going to work, but it's out there. You said no, it was just an explanation. Exactly. You said no. Hey, Paulo, you said nope, Anita D. No apology. Okay, I was just trying to figure out. I didn't hear an apology either. People keep saying she apologized. I didn't hear it. But again, I digress. Now, I don't even know where to go. I don't even know where to go next. Oh my God, it's just so much. It's just so much. I could talk about Drew Brees, the quarterback. He had a lot to say about the Black Lives Matter movement, but he actually issued an apology after all of his teammates got in that ass and all his fellow athletes got in that ass. Drew Brees apparently doesn't seem to understand the real reason why Colin Kaepernick was kneeling, in honor of the Black Lives Matter movement. And because of the way that the United States has systematically treated African American men, apparently Drew Brees seems to think that the only reason that, Colin Kaepernick was kneeling was to dishonor the American flag. And I don't understand that. But apparently he got schooled. Apparently, I don't know. He issued an apology because he was getting so much backlash. But, I let the mainstream media cover that. I only cover Black people. I only cover Black people over here. But anyway, you said you didn't hear an apology, never had that expectation from Drew. Okay, I didn't either. Drew Brees is canceled, honey. He gone anyway. Well, he got one more season in him, if that. I don't know. I'm not a Saints fan anyway. I'm a Falcons fan. But anyway. Now, I know y'all keep wanting me to talk about a lot of things, okay? I was gonna, talk about the George Floyd memorial service. I was gonna talk about, Al Sharpton's a speech. I was gonna touch on that, but do y'all want to touch on that? I'm sure y'all seen it. I don't want to touch on that right now. We can talk about something. I guess we done dragged enough people and talked about enough people. Trina did apologize though. Wrong video. What video did she apologize on? XO. What video was it, on Instagram or something? Let me go look. Y'all say she apologized. I don't want to get it wrong. Let me go look at Trina and see if she apologized. Honey. Post. I don't see no tag. Let me see on the tag. Trina says protesters should be locked up. I don't see no apology. Where is the apology? I don't see it. Trina issues apology. Let me see what that say. It don't say nothing. I don't see it. I don't see no audio. I just see a lot of reports saying that she Trina apologized. Let me see what this says. Hold on. Is this an apology? Could this be the apology that we didn't hear on the radio this morning? Hold on, let me see. I don't know.
Trick Daddy, I just want to say I apologize sincerely to everybody I offended by what I said. I spoke passionately about how I felt about people destroying our community here in Miami, Florida, Dade County, Liberty City, the inner cities. I was speaking about the community. I'm not trying to take away anything from anybody that has been harassed or bullied or abused or anything from the police. That's never where I was coming from or any type of ill intention whatsoever. And I can see where that was insensitive. So I apologize for that also, because in no form was that what I meant. So I take full responsibility because it was a mistake. It came off wrong. I didn't say the right thing. So I understand why people are in attack mode or feeling that way. But I would never, ever say my people, black people, our people are animals. That's not Trina. And if you know me, you know that's not true. Trick Daddy, just want to say I apologize.
Okay, well, she apologized on that one. Hold on, let me turn this off. She apologized. Okay, well, I guess I got the front end. She apologized on the back end. My bad. You said that energy that energy changed after she got called out, because she was explaining it from what was on the radio. She was explaining it. The station probably made her apologize. It is what it is. You said you heard that weak apology where Trina put her Katrina voice on and spoke her regular voice and tone, and not that fake Miami yellow. Y'all so funny. Okay, James Jones Esquire, I see you. Apology not accepted. Y'all not going to accept Trina's apology. Y'all accept everybody else's apology. Don't be getting Trina fired. We need our black people to keep their jobs. Don't be getting Trina fired. Just school her. Just school her, because we got a lot of problematic black people out there, okay? We call each other monkeys and apes. We call each other all of these derogatory names. And I keep telling you, when we call ourselves that, or we call others like us that, it gives other people license to do the same. We need to stop that, and we need to check each other. So when you hear another one black person out there calling a black person a gorilla or a monkey or an ape or animals and all of that, y'all check them. That's all I'm saying. Y'all check them. You said don't cancel her yet? Okay. Thank you so much, Angel. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Go ahead and subscribe if you are not subscribed. I appreciate y'all. Let me see, who else did I have on the agenda today? It wouldn't be a show. It wouldn't be a show if I didn't talk about Kenya Moore. It would not be an ATLien live show if I didn't touch on some Real Housewives of Atlanta topics. Now, I know this is a horrible segue, but it is what it is. I might as well just go ahead and drag Kenya for what I was gonna drag her for a couple of days ago before the protest started. Y'all been waiting. Kenya is a bully. Look, I started last week before, when Kenya was on Kandi's show, and Kenya called NeNe a buffoon, a talentless buffoon. If y'all haven't noticed, Kenya has been on a worldwide press tour trying to besmirch NeNe Leakes' reputation. And I am like, what is going on? If it wasn't for the whole situation with the protest and George Floyd and all of that and the looting and counseling Trina and Shekinah crying over Gucci, people would have really been paying attention to Kenya. But because there's more important things going on in the world, Kenya has just been like a fly in the air. And all she keeps saying is NeNe, and NeNe said this and NeNe said that, and send this stuff to the paper and talk about NeNe boyfriend. And then if y'all notice, remember what I told y'all about NeNe's boyfriend or whatever the case may be, and I said I suspected that Kenya sent it. The blogs are saying Kenya sent it because right after that, Kenya went on a whole interview to say that everybody on the cast knew about NeNe's boyfriend, which is why she didn't want to take marital advice from NeNe. Now, I don't know about you, but regardless of if NeNe got a boyfriend, don't have a boyfriend, had a boyfriend, let go of her boyfriend, she's still been married for 23 years. Married, i.e. committed to a mate for 23 years. If you've been married any length of time, look, I was married for 10, so I know just a little bit. Now, I ain't married for 23, but I was married for 10. There are some ups and downs. You love each other one day, you hate each other the next day. You know, you might give him a hall pass one day, you might not. You might kick his ass the next day. I don't know. You might kiss him one day and hate him next day. Just stuff happens in a marriage. That is what marriage is for better or for worse. Now, Kenya does not have a clue about marriage because they never even lived in the same residence for any length of time. Like Marc come over, like he visiting, you know, he in town for the weekend. Let me stay at your house, friend. He like that. And then he leave and go back to his real house, his real life, his real wife. His ex-wife and his kids, who also lives somewhere near Brooklyn, that he spend more time with than his TV wife, i.e. Kenya Moore. But y'all ain't heard that from me. But I really wanted to touch on Kenya and her little tour. This little tour she's been going on. You know, nobody's really been paying attention, but you know, we'll touch on it a little bit. Hold on. First, here is what Kenya had to say about NeNe and her extramarital relationship. I'm going to play it for you. Hold on. Let's start it over.
You can tell me about a marriage, because your own behavior with your own husband is not something that I would want to emulate at any point in time during my marriage.
Now, NeNe talked about Greg having an inappropriate relationship with an ex-employee, but we recently read a report about NeNe having her own relationship going on with someone who wasn't Greg, a man named Rodney White. Did reading about that surprise you?
No, it didn't surprise me because a lot of the housewives spoke about it amongst themselves. So many of us knew that she was out with this man, constantly being
everybody knew.
And we knew that
everybody knew. Nobody, like they wouldn't even talk to
one of the
reasons
specifically, I did not want her to give me fake advice about how happy her marriage is when I know she's out here spending a lot of time and being, you know, affectionate with another man out in public. I mean, now we know that she's been everywhere with this man, including at talk shows, you know.
So you take your whole interview to talk about somebody else's relationship.
So for me, it's like if you're so comfortable being out in public with someone and, you know, kissing them and being just inappropriate, you're a married woman. So for me, there was nothing that she could tell me about a marriage, because your own behavior with your own husband is not something that I would want to emulate at any point in time during my marriage. So for me, she was the last person to give me advice.
If the housewives have been aware of this situation with NeNe and Rodney, why hasn't it come up on the show or at the reunion?
I'm not sure. I think the people that know are her friends or her confidants or her partners in crime. And I don't think that they just wanted to be the one to out them, but so many of them, including housewives from other franchises,
we need
are
pics.
aware of,
Hold on, let me pause
of this man, of Rodney.
We need pics of NeNe with Rodney. You know, a couple of bloggers keep saying we got pics. Where the pics at? I keep saying where the pics at. Y'all got a picture of NeNe and y'all got a picture of Rodney, but y'all ain't got a picture of NeNe and Rodney together. Where the pics at? I want to see the pics. All these people keep talking about. I told y'all I got the pics. Where are the pics? I want to see. Y'all just be going off these lies and innuendos. But I digress. Let me finish listening.
White, so I'm just not sure if they just didn't want to be the one to break the news on TV about it, but we certainly have had a lot of conversations about her and this man. They've been seeing each other for a very long time.
And did the housewives from the show and these other housewives, do they think that this is something that Greg is aware of? Because we've heard comments from NeNe about their relationship. Do we think that this is something Greg knows is happening?
You know, I have a theory. I don't know what Greg knows, but listening to her and for her to say, well, he knows that I like to flirt and he's okay with it. To me, and the conversations about having open marriges,
accidentally deleted.
She tried to basically accuse me of, like a handshake and an agreement. Those are things that are not going on in my relationship. I have a real marriage that I'm struggling with. It's not an agreement. She accused me of not having a valid marriage, and I proved that I do. I have a legal marriage. And so I think she's projecting all of the things that are going on in her life. I do think that she
How is NeNe projecting? She hasn't even did an interview. Kenya been doing interviews since the reunion.
She's talked so many times about not sleeping in the bed with him, them not being sexual. When he had cancer, this is when she was out with this other man constantly. And she did say at the reunion that it would be an easy choice for her to make to divorce Greg if he didn't have cancer. So what does that say? It's saying that they have a relationship that's about business more so than anything else.
Now y'all see what I be talking about. Y'all be thinking I be making stuff up. I be telling y'all the truth. I be like, y'all pay attention. Y'all pay attention. Meanwhile, NeNe just let me show you what NeNe posted. Hold on. What did she post on her Instagram in response to Kenya? It wasn't even in response to Kenya. It was response to all y'all who kept talking about Greg and stuff. She was NeNe was like laughing at y'all, honey. NeNe and Greg are just living their life. NeNe said the bond is unbreakable. Everything else might break though, but not the bond. For real though, we've been working on something very special lately. No, not our marriage, fool, because we both got side pieces. We've been working on something we hope to invite you into for cocktails, small bites, smooth music, and an amazing atmosphere on the north side of ATL. Coming soon. Keep your eyes and ears open for that. P.S. Let us cheat in peace and mind your business, please. Life of the leaks. I said what I said. The unstoppable hustle. Now I don't know. Look how they be cheating when they always be together. How do they be cheating when they always be together? Now, meanwhile, while Kenya is still in her feelings because wasn't nobody paying attention to all her interviews she kept doing about NeNe and NeNe's side piece. Now Kenya did another interview. Saying that she and Marc are trying to have another child. Now, I don't know if it's by immaculate conception. Well, actually, she did say by a surrogate. So she's not going to carry. She doesn't have to pretend that she had sex with Marc like she did at first. You remember they went to the fertility clinic in Barbados, and you know they didn't have to do anything. He didn't have to touch her. All thing he had to do was go in the room and look at a few, you know, movies, and, you know, do what he do, and then you know they took the stuff, they injected it. She had to shoot herself. You know, she talked about it on Tamara Hall. She talked about it, and even Tamara Hall was shocked that Kenya had to do her own shots. Marc wasn't even there to help Kenya do her own hormone shots. And anyway, I digress. So we all know it's a scheme, it's a scam. Marc was never there. The whole entire process, Kenya went through by herself. She is a single mom. I have reported about it on Straight from the A several times. People keep dragging me, talking about how you gonna call her a single mom? How you gonna call her a married mom when the daddy ain't never there? FaceTime father, is that what little baby Brooklyn got? Now Kenya wants to have another baby so she can be a FaceTime, so he can be a FaceTime to the second baby too. But you know, Kenya been hanging around Kandi, and she see, you know, the thing she gotta do is hire a nanny. You know, she gonna have her babies and everything. She want to keep her legacy going. So you said she trying hard for that peach. Is that what it is? I don't know. She love abuse. It don't even seem like he like her enough to have another baby. How are you gonna go on to a? Anyway, let me go ahead and watch. Let me show this interview really quickly before I give my commentary on Kenya. Let me do this. Hold on. This was another interview from E. No, this was from US Weekly. Hold on. This might have been the same day. Hold on. Let me put this in here. But it just came out on June 1st. Okay. Wait a minute.
So for him, it's like, well, how many children will I have? You know,
you've spoken previously.
Let me start over.
It's scary for him because Brooklyn's not his, you know, only child. So for him, it's like, well, how many children will I have? You know,
you've spoken previously about possibly having baby number 2 via surrogate. Is that something you're still considering?
I am. I actually am seriously considering it. And I went to my doctor the other day just to make sure that it's not a possibility for me. And so I'm going to be having a conversation with her later today to get the results of my test. So she did ultrasounds because, you know, I have fibroids, and that was the main reason, one of the main reasons that I couldn't carry. But now, after nearly dying having her, it's a great concern. So I think, depending on the news today, it will be my only option.
Once you find out that news, if you are able to conceive, are you having that conversation with Marc that you could possibly have another baby with him?
Yeah, you know, it's scary for him because Brooklyn's not his, you know, only child. So for him, it's like, well, how many children will I have? You know, so I think that is probably the biggest issue for him. But I don't think he thinks he can love anyone more than he loves Brooklyn and his other children right now. So I don't know. They have a really strong bond. And I think his fear is that what if, you know, the child comes and I don't have this kind of bond with them because you didn't carry her, or we're, you know, still figuring out our relationship. So it's a conversation that we're still trying to figure out, honestly. But I really feel more and more that I do. Time is ticking, and I want them to be close in age, and it's a sensitive subject.
Of course, I understand that, and I appreciate you being so candid about it. You said at the reunion that you and Marc have been engaging in Zoom therapy sessions.
This is interesting.
And that's been something
I haven't watched it, by the way.
Well for the two of you?
You know, it's going, and I don't think therapy is easy for anyone. You know, I would like to have more. I would like to have in-person sessions. I would like to really be able to dig a little deeper. And so, you know, it's a start.
That makes sense. When the subject of NeNe and Greg came up at the reunion, NeNe was trying to
Another NeNe question.
Your relationship, and you noted that you're still separated from Marc, and that if he's out on a date, he's out on a date. It seemed kind of cavalier to me. Would you be that matter of fact or fine if he was out on a date?
Well, no, I think that's part of, in the reunions, having a tough exterior. No, I wouldn't be fine with it because it would be hurtful. I wouldn't want him to be on a date with someone else. I would want him to completely focus on his wife. If it happens, it's not something that I can necessarily control because we are separated. But I think that is kind of a sign of moving on. And I know that separated people do that, but I feel as though if we decide to move forward with a divorce is I think when you would date or go out with someone else.
You're keeping in touch via FaceTime every day, so you're able to do some sort of virtual co-parenting?
Yeah, we completely have the best conversations in the morning, at night.
I told you,
a FaceTime parent. When I'm feeding her, when we're playing, Brooklyn pretends that he's literally in the room and she tries to feed him food to the, through the phone. She blows some kisses. She kisses the phone constantly. It's as though she doesn't know he's not in the room. But I know she's smarter than that, but she still interacts with him as though he's in the room.
That's so sweet. What other milestones is Brooklyn hitting right now?
She is talking up a storm. She has so many words. I have lost count. I used to keep count of how many words. So I was at 25, and then the next day I was at 30, and now it's 40, and now it's 50. And really, she can repeat anything you say. She can count up to about 15.
Okay.
She just turned 18 months.
How long we get?
She is.
Oh, my bad.
Doing everything. I cannot keep track of the progress that she makes. It's just in strides. Like, she's an amazing, very precocious, very intelligent little girl. And it's amazing to just see her progress and her benchmarks. And the doctor said that she was thriving, and for a mom to hear that, it was just the best thing that you can hear, that your child is thriving amidst what's happening around her.
Of course. Well, also, she's repeating everything. You probably have to keep her away from some of those dirtier mouth housewives.
The other day, she got mad at someone spraying cold water on her, and she warned them a few times, no. And then she said, I told you. Everyone paused like this.
Oh, okay, I'm over there. Okay, yada. We know Brooklyn's adorable, but 75-80% of the interview was about NeNe and Greg and Marc and her fake baby and the surrogate. So that being said, Kenya is a liar. Like, I don't know. Like, the marriage isn't genuine. Clearly, look. If they want to pretend to be married, that's on them. It is not. Look, but they on my TV screen. Of course, I'm gonna be like skeptical of the situation when it's clear they don't live together when the cameras are off. They don't live together when the cameras are on. They got a whole baby, and neither one of them is in the same house. Like, how, like I don't know what type of marriage that is, and then for you to like sit there and denounce NeNe's relationships, NeNe's marriage, NeNe's situation, whatever the case may be, when her man is there with her, where's yours? I'm just saying. Don't be asking me where mine is, because that ain't none of y'all business. But I digress. But yeah, then she goes in on Tanya and her relationship, and then called Tanya the other woman. It's like, how miserable are you? And y'all can sit on here and call me miserable for talking about her, but I don't understand how is that possible when I'm just calling out the obvious. Do you not see all of the things that she does to try to smear other people? She gets down and dirty. Kenya is evil, and I don't understand why she is like that. But again, hold on. Let me see who in this live. I put the link in the chat if y'all would like to join. Come on in. I saw somebody back there. They must have hung up. They must have come up. If you would like to talk about any of the subjects today, or perhaps, it's been a while. I haven't been here, in a minute. I would love to hear from you guys to see what you have to say. You can talk to me about Trina and her situation, calling people animals. You can talk about Shekinah being mad and crying at Gucci, but then saying she wasn't mad and crying at Gucci. It was edited, but we saw it wasn't edited. We could talk about Khia dragging Shekinah. We can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. Hold on, let me see.
Hey, Michelle.
Hi, Reese.
How you doing? Oh, all right, so I made my notes, so I'm just gonna run through real quick. So Trina gets a pass because, like I stated in the comments, Karen from the park got her dog back. So if Karen from the park can get her dog back, Trina can get a pass.
Karen got her dog back?
Yeah, girl, you gotta
dog.
The what they call them places? Oh man, it's not the pound. It's
the rescue.
Yeah, the rescue. The rescue gave Karen her dog back because white people don't ever have to be held accountable for anything. On top of that fact, I really think Trina was just talking from a place of hurt, and I think right now a lot of us are like in that place of hurt along with frustration. And so even though I don't co-sign at all the term animal, and I find on media it's being used a lot, along with the fact that our president is like perpetuating this thing that we are not human, and it's frustrating. It's so frustrating, and I'm saying that from the aspect of being a human being, one, but I'm raising a child, and it's hard to explain to her that she has value when everybody's throwing it out in the media like, oh, they're acting like animals.
Right.
They're thugs. Like, no, we're human beings. We're frustrated and we're tired. Let's put a label to it. Going down to Shekinah, like I said in the comments, she was misunderstood. And I think we just moved to Gucci, but nobody held on to the fact that she said we got to treat each other like we want to be treated. Like I'm all for the blogs and, a good read and all that. But if we're going to chop it up and include everything. And I think, yeah, she was crying. Yeah, she was a little, over the top with the stores. But I think it's also hard to see your community being destroyed. This is a place
not her community. She can't live in Buckhead.
Listen, I don't live in Buckhead either, but I was hurt.
Why you hurt?
Why not?
Why not? I was like, where them Gucci's at? I was more hurt at the fact that
the message was getting lost.
Yeah, there were antagonists. There were people out there starting it, busting the windows, walking away, and telling y'all to run in and get it. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
Like we were getting distracted. Like that's something they used on the media. And talk about Killer Mike, but he said it best. Like CNN was like a shock that they were getting destroyed, but CNN perpetuates a lot of the negative instead of showing the positive that's going on. Like this protest hit global. I
gotta give CNN their credit though.
They're good, but they perpetuate a lot of the negative, which creates fear as well. Like yes, they have been creating balance, the Don Lemon and all of that. I love it to death. But they got to be careful with how they're chopping these clips, man. Because if you really sit and watch them all day, you will have a certain amount of fear and anxiety yourself. And we got to be careful.
Look, CNN is one of the only stations that I know, the only outlets that I know that will drag Donald Trump and will call him out on the things that he says and does. So I appreciate the Anderson Coopers, the Don Lemons, like all of them. And so, look, and I normally would call TMZ out on their bullshit, but they've been real good this week.
You're right.
Yeah, so I mean, I want to say that there's a change coming, and maybe it's short-lived. I don't know, but I appreciate the CNNs and the TMZs and the things that they are doing today, right in this moment, to publicize it. Now, it may not continue past next week or the week after, and that's up to us to hold them accountable for it. But you're right, they do focus on, the image of Black men walking shackled, Black men dragged, Black men always getting locked up, and there's a representation of Black men in the news media of being criminals and all of that. Like that's
they got to be mindful of how they cutting the tape. I'm not saying that they're not delivering the message, but you can't speak positive but then show all negative. And I'm a fan of CNN, but we got to hold people accountable. Like let's have a straight cross the board conversation. We can't be chopping and screwing. Like we can't. It's not at this point. It's not acceptable. All right, we got Khia. Khia was out of control. Like Khia went into a place that was just real dark. I couldn't it got so dark. You telling somebody to go kill themselves in this climate right now? Like come on, like really, like it wasn't humorous. It just wasn't kind. Like I was so over it. I was so over it. And Kenya just need to go take a break. Like Jesus, like come on, like how much attention can you want in one life? NeNe done said it on the bus that her and Greg on the trip that her and Greg have an understanding, and it takes you got 23 years, you better have an understanding with the person you with for 23 years. Like, and then I loved her post. She was like, okay, and we both out here doing what we doing, and we still got that bond. Why? What, you mad? Like it sounds like you're mad. Why are you mad? Like, come on now. Like, I need Kenya to really take a break, go self-assess. If you're trying to secure your next check, then just tell us that. Tell us you trying to secure your next check. And so you're just going to ride a NeNe and Kandi coattail all the way through. I respect it. I'm down for keeping the check.
Oh, somebody said StreamYard was having issues. I'm sorry. I was trying to look in the comments because they said we had a black screen, but we went off for a second, but we back. I went and checked.
Oh, okay. All right. But that's all I got to say tonight. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're safe. Keep holding ATL down. And as soon as it's over, I'll come check you.
Thank you. And you keep holding. Look, I appreciate all of y'all for being patient with me. Because at the end of the day, like being inundated with news and all of this stuff, sometimes you just have to take a break. Turn the switch, turn it off.
Yeah, I agree.
I appreciate you, Reese.
All right, be safe.
All right, you too.
All right.
Bye. Hold on. Let me see who else is in here. Mina. Oh, y'all doing good today. Y'all on camera and stuff. Hey, Mina.
Hello. Good evening.
Hey. So who you want to start with?
Well, I can't stand Kenya, so let me just start here. I have tried and I can't do it. I can't do it. I mean, she's so transparent. She's very transparent, and it goes to show you that it does not matter how attractive you are. If your self-esteem is low, it's low.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like she tries to lift herself up by tearing, other people down. Mm-hmm. And the fact that she would stay in this non-marriage and then try to pretend that it's something, it's just pathetic. I don't understand.
Yeah. I don't get it. And even if we didn't sit and dissect her marriage, what is the point of her going to all these interviews and dissecting someone else's marriage, especially someone that she doesn't care for, someone she's not a friend to? Like, why you keep talking about this lady? Like, the reunion is over, it's done with. She's not even talking about you, but it's like she keep trying to drive home a point. I don't know.
I don't know. I guess she really wants NeNe's attention, but I love her. I loved her response. Loved it.
And I love the fact that NeNe ain't been doing when she do interviews, she ain't talking about Kenya. She ain't talking about Kandi.
No, why would you waste your time on people that you don't care for?
Right.
It just makes no sense.
Right.
Makes no sense. Yeah. I don't know. What's the majority thinking about Trina? Are we canceling her or not?
Everybody said to give Trina a pass. Maybe she didn't, she didn't speak her mind as clearly as she should have. But even Shekinah said, y'all out there acting like animals. Y'all didn't even consider canceling Shekinah.
Right. And I think people,
I told y'all, T.S. Madison Man Hands, Mr. Timothy Hinton called me Magilla Gorilla all the time. And y'all ain't canceling his ass.
I did. I personally did. I unsubscribed. I don't like that. So I ride for you, Michelle. I don't like that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand it. I think they're so addicted to the fame that they talk. They always got to get out there. They don't formulate their thoughts, and then they end up saying something to get dragged and get canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
a lot of them like to be talked about. until the heat gets too hot. You know, nobody wants to be forced to issue an apology. But at the end of the day, you know, a lot of people want to say things that are, you know, outrageous and scandalous so that they can trend or whatever. So I don't know.
I don't like it. I mean, it's just ridiculous that you always got to come back and apologize for what you said. You know, my daughter was trying to tell me about some female rapper that made a derogatory statement about George Floyd. I don't know. Have you heard of Tokyo somebody? I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat. I got old. You know, I'm in my 40s.
I can't keep up. I just feel like there's so many people out there with, you know, I just can't. Like,
yeah. But she made a reference stating that to her friend, "Don't make me George Floyd you." And when I say they dragged her from here to Timbuktu, I think that, but I don't even know who she is. I can't even tell you
difference than anything else. And I think there just needs to be like some type of, you know, education with amongst each other, you know. And I guess somebody said it's Tokyo Jets, Tokyo. Okay. So, you know, hold these people accountable. Like I said, you know, it's, you know, we don't necessarily counsel people because, you know, within a few days is on to the next topic. But holding them accountable for what they say, going in their comments, calling them out about it, you know, forcing an apology or whatever, it's the start. So then they know not to say it again. So
absolutely. It's just been so crazy. But I have to say, this time feels different, you know, with all the protests. I mean, it feels hopeful, if it makes any sense. You know, it's a shame it took for this man to die like this, but I mean, to see, you know, all nationalities.
Yeah, so many different countries. And
yes, people are really, are they finally getting it? Is that what it is?
I don't know. I hope so. I was telling my mom the other day, because my mom was like, and I'm old and I've been through the civil rights movement. I was like, but I feel old too. You know, we're gonna think back to Rodney King, you know, Michael Brown, you know, like Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice. My thing is, it's always been a march. It's always been outrage. It's always been city to city. Because remember when they were, you know, protesting in Ferguson, it was the same thing, but it wasn't like worldwide, but it was nationwide. So I just hope we don't forget. You know, like Al Sharpton said during the memorial service, we need to keep our foot on their necks. We need to keep our knee on their necks. We need to keep, you know, grinding, keep, you know, moving forward and pushing our agenda and letting them hear our voices. And I feel like that's the most important part. But I just hope it doesn't get, you know, confused and conflated with other issues, because I see a lot of people, you know, start to say, well, what about this? These lives matter. And what about this lives matter? And what about this? And we talk about Black people right now.
Yes, right now.
Group, we talking about you. So don't try to separate. Well, what about the Black gays? Or what about the Black trans? Or what about no, y'all Black. Like,
yes, exactly.
They don't see your sexuality. They see you. No. They see a Black person. So I don't understand why people start to, you know, try to disseminate. And I think that weakens the argument, in my opinion.
It does. And sometimes we could be our own worst enemy. You know, right now we have the floor and we got to make this count. Like we really do. We need to go to the polls. We need to have our voices heard. I'm proud of the young people that are going out. You know, I'm so fearful that, you know, they're gonna get hurt. Like my nerves are still bad about them, you know, them college students, you know, in Atlanta. That was so hard to watch. It's all been hard.
It was very, very hard to watch. And I was literally like, I've been stuck to the TV for 3-4 days. And I was watching Channel 46 when they were like streaming live when it happened. So it's like, what is going on? And then the fact that, you know, they tried to create this narrative of they just got arrested because they was out, you know, after curfew. But it was other cars on the street. It was other people out. It was only 9-10. So it's like we got to do better. I'm mad at our police chief for like sending out the memo and saying that she didn't think that all the officers were going to be criminally charged. She fired 2, but you know, it's like, but wait a minute. So was the firing of 2 was just an agreement? So, you know, hush, gonna hire them back later. And now that the DA is bringing criminal charges against 6 of them, now all of a sudden you want to make a statement and say it's politically motivated. So now I'm looking at her crazy. Like at first I was giving you props, but now it's like you the same as everybody else because she was like, we needed more time. How much time did you need?
Exactly. No, you don't need time. And, you know, I hesitate to say that I work in law enforcement. I'm not a policeman, you know, but I work in the court system. And I do know, like, even with the officers in Minnesota, they could have charged them and then added more charges along the way. Then it did not need to take over a week to charge all 4. They probably would, you know, the United States probably wouldn't have got towed up the way it did if they would have just went on and arrested them.
Right.
You can add charges later, you know, if you need more time to, you know, investigate and look into it. You definitely can. So that I had to call BS on that.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you know, and speaking about the kids, because I didn't really want to talk about that because I knew I was going to get emotional. But when today the mayor and the police chief went down to like talk to the protesters for the first time in however many days, it's been what, nine days. So why y'all down there now? Because now we seeing through everything going on. Like, yeah, y'all were quick to, you know, fire these 2 officers and you got praised for it. And now here we are days later, y'all second guessing the criminal charges. It's like, no, we need to do better. I don't know.
We do. I bet they hate modern technology. Yeah. Because now America has no choice but to see with their own eyes.
And we make our own
decisions, trying to tell them.
And it's like everybody has a blog and everybody can say what they feel. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody is silenced at this point. We can all get on Twitter and have our voices heard. We can put our hashtag and be up under the hashtag. We can go on Instagram and post immediately. And, you know, we are a collective voice. And if everybody says the same thing, everyone is outraged, people pay attention to that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think they're starting to realize that their voices are being heard. I do feel like they should cancel Drew Brees, though.
If they don't cancel Drew Brees, my thing is during the season, when he got all of them black guys, black teammates that's supposed to guard him, he need to worry about them because he's going to get his head busted.
Oh yeah, he
could like the Red Sea. They're not gonna be guarding.
Yeah, he might want to reconsider. He might want to retire early. Yeah, because they gonna let him get knocked around a few times, and he need to. They kill me, you know. All this over a flag, over a song. You know that's because they want it's more comfortable to, you know, push that narrative that you're disrespecting the flag than to really face what the problem.
His opinion is the same as all of the white team owners. You know, that's the reason why Colin doesn't have a job right now. That's the reason why they were penalizing, you know, other players who were still taking a knee after that, you know, because you know, they wanted to fine them and do all of those things because they felt the exact same way. They just didn't vocalize it. You know, they were agreeing with Trump that it was a disrespect of the American flag instead of being like, no, America is disrespecting, you know, these black men that are being killed unarmed. Like,
what made me mad with Drew Brees, I'm not gonna hold you, but when he kept talking about his grandfathers, you know, how they were in the war, we all had somebody that was served in the armed forces, and they came back home and still was treated like third-class citizens.
Yep.
How you gonna tell us how to define patriotism? They kill me.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, it is all those code words and those trigger words, and you know, we gotta protect our citizens, and I'm the law and order president, and it's about our country. And they're, you know, it's sad, but it's like they're talking to each other, they're not talking to us, and it's just so unfortunate that we have to sit there and be like, oh my God, you know, we're the outcasts. You know, they're protecting everybody, but they're not protecting the black people. So
they never have. Never have, you know. So, but we're gonna make it, y'all.
We are.
We're gonna be overcomers.
But we got hundreds of years of problematic programming, and it's not just programming of white men and women thinking that all black people are criminals and black men in particular are animalistic and all of that. It's us. We fell for the okie doke, and we feel that way. Just like in the other live I did when the young lady called in and was like, "What about black on black crime?"
Yeah,
when I'm around black people, and I'm just like, okay, just because someone doesn't have as much money as you does not make them a criminal. You know, if they're black and you're around them. If you were around a poor white person, you probably be giving them $1. You know what I'm saying? You're not as affected. And I feel like, because everybody has seen these images across the screen. I just watched 13 again. I'm just like really all in my feelings. I done watched it 3 times. I'm gonna watch it again tonight just to be some more mad tomorrow.
Yeah, but one thing about that black on black crime, I hate that term because what it's saying is that black people kill black people because they're black. And that's a false narrative. Mm-hmm. Most people that commit these type of crimes, and they're heinous, it's usually because they know them and it's for a reason. It's not just because they're black. Just like white people tend to kill white people. Mm-hmm. As we call it white on white crime. So
but we right now,
stick to the subject. Yeah, stick to the subject.
Right.
Mm-hmm. This is about police brutality. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. So, when we hear people say, well, we only care about when white people kill black people. I mean, we can talk about more than one thing at the same time. Yeah. But right now the subject is police brutality. Let's stick to the subject. Let's, do it that. So, but yeah.
And black people are convicted at a higher rate. Exactly. Pink.
Absolutely.
And how, the prison system was created.
Absolutely.
Enslaved black people, keep them enslaved involuntarily. So they created all of these little bitty rules and laws that only applied to black people. And then they began to block the black slaves that they had just freed up. Yeah, just go watch 13.
Absolutely. I mean, a white person could have a tub full of powder. Mm-hmm. And not get what somebody would have with a little bit of crack. Mm-hmm. Come on. So, yeah. I'll talk about this all night. I know you got another call.
I appreciate you.
All right.
And vigilant.
Absolutely. I will. I stay in the field because I gotta protect our people. Yeah. I gotta make sure they're being treated fairly.
And I salute the good.
And it's a struggle.
Law enforcement people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I know there are some out there, there are a lot out there. So you can't, just ignore the fact that, we need y'all. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie, I've been a little embarrassed lately. I've been embarrassed and I feel like I'm being judged, but I definitely, try to, make sure that when our people come through to the best of my ability, that they're being treated fairly. That's about the best I can do.
And we appreciate people like you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mimi.
All right. Have a good evening.
All right, you too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. And shout out to our the law enforcement people out there who, care. The ones who care. Jazbelle.
Hey.
Hi, good to see your face.
Thank you. Good to see your face.
Oh my God, you're on camera.
Yes. I wanted to say about Shekinah. I was on that entire live though.
Okay.
She wasn't really crying about Gucci, y'all.
Okay, what was she crying about?
I was on that entire live.
Okay, but in the clip, it was not edited. She was crying.
Yeah, she kept leaning on that edit.
JM did nothing to y'all, and she was shedding a tear.
Okay. I was on that. First of all, I ain't been having nothing to do, and Shekinah is very entertaining. Yes, John, I'm off strike.
Shekinah is very entertaining, and she's welcome to call into this show anytime.
Yeah. Okay. She'll keep you on that all day though, for real. She is hilarious, but she really wasn't crying about Gucci. She was crying before really she even brought up Gucci. She was crying about just people dying and the black businesses and stuff like that who didn't deserve to be looted or rioted and things like that. That's what she was crying about.
Okay.
But Shekinah is kind of she's a tad bit ignorant sometimes. And she doesn't express herself well all the time. But
okay. Well, a lot of us don't express ourselves well, but we have to be cognizant of the things that we say, and the stereotypes that we perpetrate on our own people, especially in this volatile time. The last thing I'm going to do is come on here and call some people, some animals, some monkeys, and some gorillas, because again, that gives other people license to do the same. How many times have I said that? I say that all the time.
Michelle, let me finish.
Okay.
You trying to get in professor mode. You done abandoned us for how long? Then you gonna come on here preaching to us?
It's only been like 4 days. Y'all act like I be going for months.
It feel like a week, girl. I've been bored.
Here's the full. I put in the full link to 13 in the chat. The 13th Amendment is by Ava DuVernay. It's on Netflix, but it's also on the full video is on YouTube, on Netflix's YouTube channel. So there's the link. I just put it in the chat. I'm gonna watch. It'll be my 4th time watching it in 2 days, so I can get mad at everybody. But go ahead, Jazzbell.
No, I wanted to the football player Drew Brees. I remember he said something a while ago about like supporting like some people say he was a conservative Christian or something like that. So I don't know what y'all expect from him. And he's from Texas, ain't he? Like, what y'all expect him to say?
Yeah.
But also that girl Tokyo Jets is signed to T.I. So I was expecting him to say something about that too, but he didn't, I don't think. Michelle, don't do that. You have to.
Thank you, Cheryl. No. I'm just trying to think. Thank you, Cheryl, for the cash out. I haven't paid attention to what T.I. said. I know he did a live and he brought a lot of the organizers, some of these youth organizers onto his live. I did see that.
But he got chewed out though that night for the press conference he did, because he did.
He did. Killer
Mike is what he aspires to be.
Y'all need to leave.
And you know,
he tried. Look, at least he's using his platform, which he has millions of eyes on him. You gotta give him that. As bad as he may be to his wife.
No, he can't tell me how he treat his wife.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he was at the funeral today. He and Tiny, I think they both. Yeah. She had posted something, she deleted it. But you know, let people, you know, he can meet his audience where he's at. You know what I'm saying? So you can't necessarily say that his message shouldn't be told. Like,
that's true.
He has a whole group of people, a whole lot of trappers, a whole lot of whoever that listen to him and pay attention. So, you know, bump the messenger if the message is good.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I don't really care for him anyway, so I'm gonna rag on him anytime I get any chance. Trina. Somebody asked me in the comments, how come I said Trina is canceled? The reason I said that is because I know you don't keep up with Love and Hip Hop, but a couple years ago on Love and Hip Hop Miami, it was this Hispanic or Latino girl on there, and she was using the N-word, and Trina basically excused her for using the N-word. So I'm like, what? I mean, because she said that's normal in Florida and certain parts of Florida or whatever, but it seemed like she was kind of normalizing it for white people to use the N-word. So that's why I'm like, this kind of like it for me with Trina. I don't know.
Why y'all still dragging T?
Because he did.
The oil change department. Oh wow,
that's exactly what he looked like.
T.I. called somebody an ape. Oh Lord, he canceled too.
He did.
When that happened? I'm so confused.
Well, he don't respect black women, Michelle.
He doesn't.
He finally admitted it.
I don't know. I don't know.
You do know.
I'm trying to be positive.
Wait. Okay, wait. One more thing. Kenya. I don't know about Kenya. I think she's just doing that to keep her job at this point. Don't you think? Because she's kind of malicious.
They ain't even got no job right now. The reunion is over. They don't even know when they filming again. Don't nobody have no letters. Nothing. You saw Candace say she ain't got no letter. Nobody got no letters except Ivana.
Her prospective job. Yvonne the only one that got the contract. She trying to get.
Yvonne ain't got no damn contract. Yvonne just trying to ride the wave because she know they shut down. Why they shut down is nobody to tell y'all that it's fake, that it's fraudulent.
This off time is like their interview time. So I mean, she maybe she's just trying to like sport herself out there so she could.
Of course, she is. If you was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, you had something to sell. You gonna sell it right now while all eyes on you. I ain't mad at her.
But why is NeNe like the only thing she talking about though? Well, she did talk about Marc, but he really don't count because.
Let me see what Tia. Y'all got me curious. We want to see what T.I. talking about.
Using words out of context.
Ooh. He talking about fascists. Hold on. Somebody come and said she. How I get in there? She's not brainwashed. She knows exactly. I don't know how to get in there. Hold on. This it.
She's doing it for her own personal profit, her own personal gain. This is the epitome of fuck the shit that everybody else is going through. Now, listen, bro. This is the same girl who had a racial incident happen to her when she was in high school or freshman in college or some shit like that, received some funds because people were discriminating against her. And now all of a sudden she can't see discrimination. She's never experienced racism.
Oh, that black girl.
Before you became who you are today, you made a name for yourself.
Yes, this is live.
Reaching out.
The Candace lady.
To people who look like you so they could empathize and support you and help you through your situation. And there is no other solution. There is no other idea in my mind that, you understand exactly what you're doing and you working for the enemy, period. You've been bought for real. You working for the enemy, man. But the enemy discards its tools after they're finished using them.
DL. Y'all cracking me up.
So
why he talking like that?
But look though, she and I'm torn because she a sister. You dig what I'm saying? And I don't even think she understand the real ramifications of what it is that come with what she doing. And it's hard to turn eye back completely on a sister that looks like my sister. You dig what I'm saying? That looks like my daughter. That look like it's hard to visually recognize something that shows you it's something else. The shit is like, it pulls at the heartstrings, but what must be done, man. That shit is cancerous.
Is this fake New York on him now?
That shit cancerous. Like anyone who's willing to go above and beyond over the extremes to speak ill of a dead man. Something is inherently wrong with you. You
New York, you here?
She's no better moral standing than
you don't have to.
The people who called the police on black people who happen to be white. The white people who call police on black people knowing that those police gonna pull up and that those black people have an increased opportunity to be killed. She's just the same, bro. She's steady perpetuating the same rhetoric, the same propaganda that yields the same outcome. And it's hard for me because I ain't gonna be able to go and experience a day like I experienced today, and then just see some shit like that go on and not feel no way about it. You understand me? I don't want to be disrespectful to her because I think that's more of a reflection of me than it is of her and her shortcomings. But on some real shit, bruh. Us as a people, man, we cannot afford to continue to allow like this kind of rhetoric, this poison to be put out there, man, in our people, because she a white lady. Like she like not even like a, you know, and some white ladies are cool, you know what I'm saying? Some white ladies show up with a joint and, you know, a funny story, and you know what I'm saying, they got great energy, and you know, they're fair and they're decent and they're for everyone. You know what I mean? Those are great people. She ain't one of them. This is a white lady who on some, I'm calling the police on you because you stole my parking space kind of white lady. Like this is different. She means harm and destruction to our people. She's being used by people who mean harm and destruction to our people. So therefore, she a op. Bitch, man, she a op. Now, mind you, man, everyone, and I'm talking about Candace Owens. You know what I'm saying? I don't want, and again, don't want to be disrespectful. I do not want to. I don't want to. I don't want to produce the kind of energy that I feel like I'm receiving. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a part of that cycle. But the shit has to stop, bro. We have to collectively, because it's been too many. Even me and my partner, like, kill her. You know what I mean? Like, you know, she got. I mean, he. Because she's a sister, he always say, "Bruh, she's smart. You gotta listen. I don't want to hear that shit, bro. The motherfucker speaking that kind of ideology, that kind of rhetoric, only kills more black people. It only feeds the beast that fans the flame of white supremacy. Period. So.
All right.
That was the bullshit of the day that I saw. You know, everything else was like, you know what I'm saying, predominantly positive. But that shit, man.
Let me tell you why I don't take him seriously.
Why?
Well, you had enough to say, honey, it's my turn.
Man, be quiet.
I'm only using my platform to speak out to the people who I have access to their eyes, ears.
Okay.
Because
hey, fake New York.
Hey, Michelle, you look so
fake New York. Hold on.
No, you said hello to me, and I'm just saying hi back. Michelle, you look so gorgeous tonight.
Thank you.
Yes. I just want to say that T.I. is really speaking to mental illness that he recognizes in Candace Owens. I don't know what she sees when she looks in the mirror. Maybe she does perhaps see a white woman. I don't know if that's the case. But I know that sometimes people, they get these filters and, they change their complexion and, you see them in real life and it's like, whoa, what happened? I was very distraught when Jezebel came online tonight after seeing her filter. She looks 400 years older than what she does in her profile picture. These filters are dangerous. They are distorting.
I look the exact same. We have never seen you yet. Anyways, Michelle, when you was 2 years ago, you was out there marching with Tiny and them at Houston's and boycotting or whatever. You know they still eat there, right?
Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody eat at Houston's.
You still be going by there getting your spinach dip.
The filters,
Honey,
are the enemy of the people.
Sir,
Jezebel, come out of that permanently, girl.
Sir.
I'm not buying it.
Sir.
Look, we don't look. Stop.
We still don't know what he is.
Excuse me?
She is a woman.
Allegedly.
They don't know. I love everybody in this squad.
We love you, medical records, fake New York.
I love you, fake New York. Why are you coming for me? I'm not Dre.
Girl, you've been calling me a man like for the past month. Like,
when?
A
couple weeks ago, you told me you said something about you had a prostate or something. Anyway, Michelle,
girl,
you said that.
You know what?
You told Juno that too.
Juno wants to be me. Why would you even bring him up in this moment?
No, I'm just saying that you said that.
Whatever, girl.
Are you gonna get on camera?
I'm on camera. What do you mean?
We've known you for like 2-3 years, and we haven't met you personally. We haven't seen you yet.
Well, I'm going to be making a big reveal here shortly. Things take time, so just be patient.
Okay.
I wish that you weren't on cam.
Okay.
You mean?
Are you gonna talk? Are either one of y'all gonna talk about the topics?
I was gonna say something else, but you know that really hurt my feelings. You know, I don't know.
Who, me?
Yes, apologize.
Girl, you know I love you. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
But you do look 400 years older than your profile picture.
Medical records, they pulling receipts on your quotes.
See?
Am I getting exposed? Wait, what's
Brina said you said I have a wife, but she doesn't know I'm a man.
They said they were a man, so I thought it was a man for real.
I'll be making a big reveal here shortly. Everyone just stay tuned. Yes. I do want to speak on Trina's comments. Part of me, you know, I don't believe in calling Black people animals. You know, I do think that type of language is something that has been used to describe our community, especially, you know, in certain areas, in certain communities. Yes, you know, we can be a very rambunctious type of people at times. So I don't appreciate her language at all. However, I do know that, you know, there were some people who did not give a damn about the Black Lives Matter movement, who were out there destroying property and looting stores, and they could care less about George Floyd. And I can't say that 100% because I'm sure that there is some anger that people feel when they see the video. I mean, I'm angry when I see the video, and peaceful protest has not really gotten us anywhere so far. So yeah, we might have to step it up a notch, but you know, I just don't agree with her words, but I do, however, agree with the anger, and I share in that anger that she had. But yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought. I'm drunk.
You and T.I. been hanging out today, New York.
I wish, but
okay.
Yeah.
Well, as always, I appreciate your call.
Thank you. Can you tell Paulo to call in?
Oh, okay. You can tell him you on here.
Paulo, can you please call in? He is so hot, like just amazingly sexy. And yeah.
Paulo got a boyfriend.
Girl, why is you all up in his business, honey? Worry about who you dating. Where's your man?
Thank you, Rebecca. Rebecca wants everyone to know that.
Wait, you said you what?
There go Paulo right there.
Paulo, we love you. Can you get online, please?
Maybe he don't want to.
He told me his smile is just so sexy. Okay. Jezebel, what did you say to me before I click off the line? What did you say to me? Now don't make the man come out.
You done, New York?
Yeah, it's been great talking to you. Thank you. Good night.
Michelle, did you read my email?
No, I didn't.
Why you be doing that? Oh
I don't know. What email did you send? I'm just not.
What? Let me go email somebody else, dude.
Jessica, I don't need no co-host now. What do you want now?
No, I'm finna get off, but I want you to read my email.
What you want me to read it out loud to the class? What are you saying?
It's a public service announcement.
You sent it to me when today?
No, I'm kidding. It was when Kendra said, "Okay, I'm finna get off." Bye.
I don't know what be going on. All y'all be trolling me. That's okay, because I love y'all, because I know y'all are my supporters. I know. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hi, Mickey Solomon. I apologize for the long wait. I know it's been a while.
It's okay. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's been a really hard week, with everything that's been going on.
Yes.
It's so, devastating, and it really just, it's so, sad how, all of this happens in, 2020,
Yeah, but a lot of this, I mean, yeah, 2020 is a crazy year, but, I mean, this situation with George Floyd is not the first time. I just feel like it's the catalyst to, something else. And change is often difficult. Change hurts, and growth is difficult. So I guess, this is what's needed to spark some type of growth and change, when it comes to situations like that.
Yeah, and it's just I've been seeing a lot of things on social media, and it's there are a lot of really bad people out there that are really racist and are really they hate Black people, and they have a really backwards mentality, it's it's really devastating. And I've seen a lot of videos of these white teenagers trying to explain things to their parents, and their parents are just very ignorant and really racist, and they don't even want to hear what they have to say. And I feel bad for those type of young people and teenagers, to have those type of parents is it's really, really heartbreaking.
It is, and it's just unfortunate that our current
oh my god, that orange marshmallow, orange marshmallow,
huh?
He's an orange marshmallow.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, you're right. Our current leadership is it's the trigger words that he uses. It's a lot of things that he says that that he is referencing a certain group of people, and it's just so unfortunate that since he's been in office. I mean, I do believe that it started with Barack Obama. I think Barack Obama getting in office kind of sparked it, because everybody, the white supremacists were upset that, a Black man got the office of the presidency. So after that, I just think that's what kind of brought everything out even more. They got their man in office, and now here we go.
Yeah, and he's not even a real leader. I feel like some of the mayors and governors have been doing really good jobs, comparing to him. It's he's such an embarrassment. He's hiding in a bunker. He's just such a disgrace to this country.
Right.
And I feel like also there is a problem within our community that we like to we find entertainment in dragging each other and saying really hateful things as entertainment. Why would Black people call each other gorillas or monkeys, or even the video that you made not too long ago about Claudia, that was really eye-opening. I never knew she said those type of things. And I feel like it's all fun and games till it's really not all fun and games. And I've seen a lot of people get exposed lately on the internet. And it's when is enough enough? if you want white people to stop saying things like that to us, then we need to stop, you know, saying, oh, she's a gorilla, she's a monkey, she's this, she's that. Like, it's not funny.
And stop being accepting of it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
a lot of the things we implode from the inside out. Like it's a lot of things that they don't have to do to us because we've been so conditioned to do it to ourselves. So I mean, I don't know. It's just unfortunate. I would hope that you know things would change soon, but I think we got a long ways to go.
Yeah, and as for Kenya, because I really want to talk about Miss Moore. Miss Moore, you know, because, you know, I want to light this up. Yeah, you know, as NeNe said this a million times, she's the heavyweight champion. And obviously, you know, they're not probably not going to film for a while. And this is just her way of, you know, trying to create some type of storyline for next season.
Right.
You know, she's just trying to rock the boat. And she said, oh, all the housewives know about this man, her alleged side piece and whatever. And I just love how NeNe, like, you know what's so crazy, Michelle? I really thought after the reunion, like after part 3, I really thought NeNe was gonna make like this crazy YouTube video exposing everything, saying everything, you know, just like dragging everybody, but she didn't even bother saying anything.
She didn't bother. And I kind of, even though it would have been great, you know, it would have been great for us. We were all waiting or whatever, but I feel like it's so much other things going on in the world. It's so much other things going on in her life and our life that I respect her for not doing it. I kind of, Kenya, you know, I drag her as much as I drag her. I know a lot of times she's just doing her job, but I give her the side eye for this, you know, this tour she's on, you know, trying to drag somebody else down.
Yeah, and it's just like, I get it. Like, she likes being the villain, you know, this is what they pay her for, but it's like, wow, like you really don't have anything else to talk about. You know what I mean? And it's just like, this is what NeNe's been saying, like they have to use my name to stay relevant. You know, and the thing is with Kenya is like it's almost like she really thinks she's like Kim Kardashian. Like she's this big superstar. Like, don't you think she kind of has that mentality of like she's like this bigger than life celebrity?
She's delusional. She's in her own world. She believes that people believe what she's saying. And so like even the stuff about her marriage, I've shown proof of my marriage and blah blah blah. It's like if you was really married, like you wouldn't be sitting there talking about the proof. Like, you know, I'm not gonna keep trying to beat into y'all head that I'm married if I'm really married. So that's why I don't believe she's married.
And like like even the way she talks about NeNe, like it's almost like she takes pride in dragging her. You know what I mean? And it's just like she really has that like high school mean girl spirit. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's crazy. Like, you really like this in real life? Because all her publicists, i.e. Kandi, i.e. Eva, like say no, she's not like that in real life. You know, she's a sweet person, she's this and she's that, but I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I don't know her personally, but she just like, she really like, for her being on TV is validation, you know? Like,
but she's not on TV. What's the excuse now?
No, now I get what she's doing. Now she's playing chess. Now it's how are we going to, you know, build it up, you know, for the next season, how, you know, because now they want her to be showing the interviews that she was doing before taping, and you know how they, you know, do everything. But, and as for Yo-Yo, you really think that she signed that contract?
Yo-Yo. Who is Yo-Yo? Oh, Ivana. Oh, Gail. You mean Gail? No, I don't think she got a contract to sign.
Yeah, but you know
what? Think, in my mind, because I see what has transpired after that, I think Kenya sent that to TMZ because Kenya has her hand in TMZ. Remember the little TMZ man showed up on her carpet when she had the Kenya Moore hair care lunch. So I feel like he probably told the man told Harvey, I got a source at Bravo who says that Yvonne is coming back. Bravo then ran with the story, trying to get a reaction from NeNe. NeNe didn't give a damn. And in fact, nobody really gave a damn because you saw what Kandi said. Like Candi's like, nobody has any contracts. Like Kandi was even clueless. And so then next thing you know, Kenya goes on her worldwide tour talking about NeNe's side piece. So it's like, what? So yeah, I feel like that was all playing.
And Yovanna with the diss track, it's like I get what Yovanna's doing. Yovanna is trying to, create content for the story.
Yovanna is trying to capitalize off her 5 minutes of fame. She's trying to
because I saw like the thing you put on your live stream. You showed how like she was using the Real Housewives of Atlanta like the tag in like her poster that she doing for her hosting, and I was like, girl, you were like in what, 1 episode, 2 episodes, like...
Right. And at that time she had only been in the episode where she was like, I'm that bitch or whatever, because remember that was right after I interviewed her and we had hung out one time, and then next thing you know, she's on all these flyers. Yovanna from the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
And I'm just like what, it's like what Don Juan said, like she wanted 15 minutes to give her 7.5, and I really let me tell you, I really hope they don't put her on, because Bravo would be cheapening that show, because we saw what she did for $0. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine what she would do if they throw her some change?
Right.
Okay, if they
she'll be recording the producers and executives and everybody else.
Exactly. If she was contracted, like Lord knows, but she would definitely be cheapening that show if
Yovanna probably got a spam mail and she think it was the damn letter, and she didn't call TMZ and told them she got a letter. Let me start.
But it's just like I feel like the show has just become like, it really lost its essence for me. I feel like if they're going to bring somebody new, I want it to be somebody that's already established, that really lives that life and that's not thirsty like Yovanna.
Mm-hmm.
And, just what the show used to be about. It used to be about these wealthy women in Atlanta that are, just bougie and, funny. And, I just feel like now it's all about, how am I going to sustain this peach? And it's just like this whole thing. And it's just, I just really hope that next season they really just make it better and, make some corrections, because this season, I think it really had a lot of potential, but I also, blame Bravo as well. But I feel like amongst the ladies, it's all about alliances and, it's just, they really, I don't know, even the ratings, if you compare them to a few years ago, it's not the same. They don't do 3-4 million like how they used to.
They in the ones now, honey. They can't even hit 2. They're gonna have to do something.
I mean 2, if that's on a really, really good night. And I feel like now it's so obvious, like everything is so obvious. It's turning into like Love and Hip Hop at this point, and I really hope that they do better, and I really hope Yovanna doesn't come back. I mean, she's such a headache.
She is. Well, thank you so much, Mickey. I appreciate all of your input, my love.
Thank you, Michelle. Have a good night.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Lynette, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Hold on. Wait a minute. I am lovely. You next. DJ, hey.
Hey, what's up, Michelle?
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good today. I'm doing pretty good.
Why you not on camera, DJ? You be making promises and you'll never keep them to me. I'm sad.
Well, tomorrow's barbershop day. I'm going to the barber for the first time in 90 days. So
the first time? Okay. I'm with you. I just keep recycling my hair.
It looks great. Listen, I mean, there's so much to comment on tonight. I mean, it's really, Jesus, there's so much to comment on. But let me start here. I totally empathize with Black men and what we've had to endure over the last decades, even centuries, because we've carried this entire United States of America on our backs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you look at the Civil War that was going on, we were on the front lines of those wars. We bled, we died, we were hung, we were assassinated. We've
Mm-hmm.
been through the ups and the downs, and yet we're still having to fight these unseemly systematic oppression battles. And I just have to say that I have been one of the ones that have been centered out also in a situation. Maybe a few years ago, I was driving back home in Milton, Georgia, and a police officer pulled me over. I didn't do anything wrong, didn't have a busted tail light, wasn't, any traffic incidents or speeding or nothing. I was literally coming home from work, and I get pulled over, and the police officer comes up to my window and asks me for my driver's license. And I asked, well, what am I being pulled over for? And it was a female. She says, I just need your driver's license and registration insurance. So, of course, I gave her all that information. She went back to her car and came back up and gave me my stuff back. And she said, do you know what I pulled you over for? And I said, that's what I would like to know. And she said, well, I smell marijuana coming from your vehicle. That was the next statement that she made. And I said, wow. Well, you pulled me over because you smelled marijuana coming from my vehicle? She said, no, I smell marijuana coming from your vehicle right now. I said, well, ma'am, I don't know what you're trying to do, but we don't do drugs in my household. We don't smoke weed. We don't do drugs. We're real clean people. So she was like, get out the car. She started snatching inside of my car, trying to open up the door. And to make a long story short, I was recording the whole time. And my wife was in the passenger seat, and she was trying to calm me down. She starts crying and everything. And the lady pulled me out the car, dragged me on the ground because I didn't want to resist arrest. I could. I'm 6'3", and a pretty big guy, but I didn't want to resist arrest. So she put me on the ground, and I started recording her. And basically, she snatched my phone out of my hand and threw it on the ground and told me to stop recording.
Oh, man.
My wife goes on Facebook Live and starts recording the whole incident. Well, to make a long story short, the lady starts searching my car, tearing things apart. And then you can hear her backup telling her, we need to get out of here because what you're doing is wrong. And basically, they made up something and decided to let us go or whatever. But in the middle of all that, when she smacked my phone out of my hand, I pushed her. And then she put me in a headlock.
Damn.
Right.
No, you didn't push the lady.
Man, but I didn't mean to. It was a reflex. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. But can you imagine? I'm just thinking to myself how those events could have replayed out if it was another person, another police officer. And, that guy was not resisting arrest. Now, force, deadly force, all those types of scenarios are only if somebody is resisting arrest. Mm-hmm. And if you already have them in an arrest position, their hands are behind their back, they have cuffs on them, they are totally detained, you're supposed to put them in your cop car and continue with your investigation. Mm-hmm. Well, needless to say, I sued. I put a lawsuit against Milton Police Department. Oh, okay. It's recorded. But they did violate my First Amendment right, which is you have the right to record. You have the right to your speech. You have the right you have those rights, and they cannot violate those rights from you, even in a situation where they're doing an investigation.
Yeah.
But I said all that to say this, that it's those types of scenarios that are going on all across this world. And it just so happens that, you know, some of them get put on Front Street and some of them don't. Yeah. But I have to beg for people, just be careful out there. You guys got to be really careful and be responsible. Like when I'm listening to Trina and Shekinah using their platforms and pretty much saying things that are just totally outlandish and controversial against your own people, it's just really disheartening. It really is disheartening to see our Black people tear each other down. Shekinah, they both actually referred to Black people as animals. I want to say they referred to Black people as animals. Mm-hmm. But I will have to say, I understood Shekinah a little bit differently because, you know, you have to give a little bit of a pass for somebody who's not as educated. You have to give a little bit
more educated than Shekinah.
I think so. They may be on the same. We have to give them a little bit of a pass. We just have to. But the reason why I'm giving Shekinah more of a little bit of a pass is because she's not on daytime talk radio. When you're on radio, you have a platform and people are listening to you. They're listening to every word you say. They're listening to your deductive skills and reasonings. And some of them are taking on your attitude and your personality. And you got to be careful how you personify. You have to be careful what you say. You have to be careful how you present yourself. And you're not just representing yourself. You are a Black woman. It doesn't matter what platform you are. You still have the color skin that I have. It doesn't matter if you light skin, brown skin, dark skin, whatever kind of skin. You got to be responsible. And I'm seeing so much so, Michelle, that these people are not responsible with their platforms. I don't know if it's because they just don't want to remember the systematic oppression, or if somebody didn't teach them their Black history in school, or if it, you know, you got to know where you come from. Mm-hmm. You got to know what you represent. And I don't care where these people are going. I hate to say it, but white people are going to forever look at us as being people who are intimidating. Black men are intimidating. Black women are intimidating. We get fired because we speak our mind. We get fired because we have a voice. And really, they are intimidated by the words that we speak because we know what we're talking about. And I'm getting sick of us having to dummy down ourselves in corporate arenas, dummy down ourselves in political agendas because of the white man. Mm-hmm. Because of the white privilege. Because of
women and Black men, you know, when we speak up in the job, in the workplace, you know, we are told that we are, you know, unruly or disagreeable, or we have attitudes or whatever. But when, you know, Caucasian women speak up in the workplace, it's like they take their complaints or whatever seriously. So we all have, you know, similar struggles and battles and everything. And it's just so unfortunate. You know, I already told y'all my story about, you know, when I got fired from the lottery and all of that. And so a lot of that, you know, all of this that's going on brought a lot of that back, you know, in my mind. That's why I'm like, I keep watching 13. Like, this is crazy. This is insane. Like, what is really going on? And like, it's crazy how the system will go, you know, will do anything to protect the system. Like the privileged aren't going to give up their privilege easily. You know, like if you winning, you're not going to tell the losers how to win. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, you know, it's like, it's a catch-22. Like they need, you know, of lower class, or I'm not even calling us lower class, but they need someone to be the scapegoat. They need that in order to be powerful. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So, absolutely. And we need to stop putting ourselves in a position to be a scapegoat. It's almost like we're always trying to be the ones that take the high road. And I get that in so many ways. But if you look at it, this generation that's coming up behind us, they are relentless, and they are getting results a lot faster than what we were getting results, because we will stay on that job for 10 and 12 years knowing how racist it is and how many people don't honor the work that we give and provide for these organizations, and making them millions and millions of dollars worth of money. We're bringing into these major organizations,
and I think
they don't even value us.
Knows how to be independent and entrepreneurial. I feel like, I was the first in my family to step out, because I told y'all, when I was at the lottery, I would have been at the lottery to this day. Had they not fired me. It was a good job. I'm making 6 figures. I'm a secretary. They was paying for me to go back to school. I got money. I got a 401k. I had bought my first house. I was on my second house. It's like, you couldn't tell me nothing. Like, I did all that before I started blogging. But it's like, when they fired me, it was the best thing that could have happened. But I didn't know that at the time, because we're so conditioned to believe that we need to be at a good job. We need to, whatever the case may be, whether you got an education or not, we need to, have our benefits and all of that stuff. Like, at the end of the day, like, I feel like we would do better as a collective if we all knew how to, work for ourselves. But that's a whole nother topic for another day.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is just be responsible for your platform, though. Be responsible, Trina. Like, seriously, yes, I cancel you and I cancel Shekinah. Please, Shekinah, go and find one of those big, huge hairpins and just let some of that air out of your head, because something is wrong with you. Like, you're not thinking correctly. And what we do is we go on these major binges and saying, because we have our lives, we have our Facebook Live, Instagram Lives, and some people are being monetized to do this kind of stuff, and they get on these things and start ranting and didn't even think about what you're gonna say. Say what you're gonna say. Say what you feel and what you think, and don't come back and make an apology for it. Right. Because if it's what you feel and what you think, it's what you feel and what you think.
Right.
But don't put it on a major platform. Some of these people are just dumb. I mean, just real stupid. But that's all on them. I'm good on them Trina folks and Shekinah and all them. I don't want to have to hear us as Black people tearing each other down, like calling each other monkeys and gorillas and stuff like that. I was around during that whole time where dumb is a word, Dante. Thank you, Von Zippler. I was around when that whole situation went down with T.S. Madison, and they were dragging you for filth. I mean, and I didn't like it, because I didn't appreciate the fact that you, as a Black woman, holding your own, you didn't come for him. You have your own funny shade or whatever, but it wasn't dogmatic to the point of tearing that person down. So I just hate it. I wish that we could come together and let this be a catalyst for us to come together and start really thinking about how we treat one another. Because how we treat one another, that's how the world's going to view us and treat us, just like what you've been saying pretty much all this time. And as far as Kenya, blow up booty, I don't know. Kenya, if you wanted to pay NeNe Dust the entire season with her apologies and all, and you didn't want to have nothing to say to her, why is her name still in your mouth?
For clicks and views. I mean, I guess NeNe pays the bills. I guess.
Well, she don't have nothing to talk about next season, because, quite honestly, that whole beat is going to be completely squashed. Like, what are you going to say? What are you going to say now? She did something to you? Because if NeNe is playing her cards right and smart, she's going to totally pay her dust from here moving out. That means, Kenya will not have anything to say about NeNe. Whether she's commenting on something or no comment. NeNe, listen to me, no comment. When it's coming to Kenya Moore, no comment. Whether it's in social media, whether it's on a major media platform, no comment. Because as long as
for it. But look, they on the off season now, so what's the point?
What's the point? Why are you talking?
Keep your name in the news, and I feel like that's what Kenya is doing. But at the end of the day, she's like free PR for NeNe at this point. Like NeNe don't have to say nothing. You going on all these platforms talking about her relationship, talking about who she with or who she not with. You giving her a platform. You giving her a storyline for next season or whatever the case may be. She doesn't have to say a thing. And you know, if she can hear me now, NeNe, if you out there listening, don't respond. Like I appreciate the fact that she continues about her day. She goes on, post her wigs or whatever else. And she pays Kenya and Kandi dust. And I'm like, they are hurt. They want her to respond so bad.
They want her to respond. Exactly. And my last and final comment tonight, Michelle, is I was watching a funeral today, and I know you probably will talk about this later. I just did not like how Mr. Sharpton told the story about roaches. I don't know why that just didn't sit well with me, but it just did not sit well with me. Every Black person don't have a history of having roaches in their house. I'm sorry. We ain't always had to fight roaches.
He's old. He's, you know, at the time when Reverend Al Sharpton was coming up, we all lived in the ghetto back then. You know, everything was considered the ghetto back then. So, you know, you could give the Rev a pass just a little bit.
I think, though, he's got to come up to the time, though, because you're dealing with millennials who are actually leading this protest. You have millennials that are out there that are leading the pack in social justice and demonstrations. So you got to make sure you're talking to them, talking to the world on their level as well. So you're addressing them as well. Just the whole roach thing. People always try to connect roaches with Black people. You know what I'm saying? They just do. So we got to be careful how we bring that message out. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
No, I get what you're saying. I understand. Somebody said he was talking about his own experience. I've never had roaches either, but I'm just saying if they, you know, a lot of people were raised in the hood and projects and public housing. I mean, like, you know, there was a period where everybody Black was in public housing until they moved out. Remember, you know, moving on up to Jefferson's and everything. So, you know, we're just at an age where, you know, our time had come where, you know, our folks had moved on up and moved on out. But at the time, you know, you never know. I mean, I don't know.
And by the way, Michelle, thank you for
Black people back in the day.
Right. And by the way, thank you for that information you sent me on Patreon. I guess there is some advantages to being a Patreon member.
Yeah, I mean, it was free. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I was giving you anything in particular, but I was watching the movie. And I'm just like, I'm gonna let them watch it too. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happened the full movie was on YouTube. So since I can embed YouTube videos, I decided to go ahead and give it to y'all. Shoot.
That is what's up. Up. Thank you for letting me chime in tonight. I hope everybody is doing well tonight as well. I'm getting ready to go to bed.
All right. Well, thank you for hanging out.
Well, good night, y'all. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
All right. How many calls shall I take? I've been on 2 hours. I know I had been gone for 4 days, but y'all making me work tonight. Okay. I am lovely lady.
Hey.
Hey. How you doing?
Good. I wanted to start off with talking about the Trina and Shekinah situation.
Okay.
In one of the videos you played, Trina had said she mentioned iamATLien negra, and it kind of like took me back to when she was on Love and Hip Hop, and she was just saying that iamATLien negra wouldn't make Julian any money, more money than she would. And I didn't understand, like, why is the same girl in her mouth? Like, you've already done talked about us and called people animals and all this kind of stuff. Like, I get your frustration that Black businesses were torn down.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants a Black business to be torn down, but you definitely have to understand where people are coming from. And I personally don't think that Black people are going around tearing down Black businesses. I honestly don't think that. I think that there are other people out there who have already started the process, and just was like, "Hey guys, come on over," because
well, they don't know what a black business is. I mean, when they walking down the street and busting windows, they like this one white, this one white, this one black, you know, right. and you know what is it, the Antifas and the white supremacists and the undercover KKKs and all of them that are out there busting windows that we've seen, you know, putting the bricks on the sidewalks and doing all that. You know, if you notice, they bust the windows, but it's like we take the opportunity.
And then it's like I don't know if you've seen that video where they had cut off the highway. I think it was in Chicago. They cut the highway completely off, and this truck, the gas lighter fluid truck, was trying to get through, and there were black people out there. Don't get me wrong. But there are more white people ambushing this truck that had gasoline in it. And I'm just like, we automatically are going to take the fall for that, because this protesting start because us black people wanted, you know, to let the world know we're tired. We're tired of being shot in the street and no justice gets served, or walking down the street and being accused of stealing and getting killed. Like that doesn't make any sense. We're tired. So when I heard that she was going off and saying, you know, we're acting like animals and we shouldn't do that, it really made me look at her a different way. And to be honest, I started looking at a lot of people a different way since all of this stuff has happened. A lot of my friends that was on Facebook or Instagram have been blocked, have been cut off, because it's just like, everybody is showing their true colors at this moment. And it hurts that there are black people who are anti-black. And that, to me, it's like it's harder for black people to actually, we'll start doing good and we're on a good track, and then all of a sudden now we're arguing with each other and we're throwing off the purpose of what we should be doing, which is fighting for each other. Every race known to man says that black people cannot stick together, and that's sad that we can't stick together for our purpose. Like we're getting, you know, we're getting murdered, like, and y'all want to argue about, oh, this, that, and the third. Like, no, stay on task, stay on
this black life matters more than this black life, or you know, want to make it specific, all black lives matter. Well, what do you think we're saying when we say black lives matter?
I was watching another one, and there was this, I think she's from Africa or Jamaica. She was just saying, you know, of course, everybody's counter to or argument is, well, you only like arguing when it's black on white. You never argue when it's black on black. But they never mentioned that sometimes when it's a black on black violence, it's usually a white man manipulating the situation. Like, I worked at a prison. I don't work at a prison now, as of 2 weeks ago. And I've seen situations where if I'm a white person and I want another black man to, you know, be harmed or something, I'm not going to do it physically myself. I'm going to say, okay, well, this man right here, he got a daughter at home, a wife at home, and his wife is barely making ends meet. I'm going to go ahead and manipulate the situation by telling him that I can help his family problems only if he do me this favor. And then when I tell him what the favor is, if he chose not to do it, I still will pressure him into doing it and threaten him into doing it until he does it. There was an incident where inmate didn't want to comply with the officers by telling them that he got drugs from two of the coworkers I work with. And when he didn't do that, he got beaten. He lost his job in the system. They give them jobs. He lost his job, and they end up bringing another inmate who will do it. And during this whole COVID-19 incident, they kept saying that these two women was, you know, trying to give the inmates drugs and stuff like that. And so they brought somebody in that would do it. And when he did it, they let him go about his business, and then they brought the other guy back. And I'm just like, that's not something I want to be a part of. Like, I don't think, you know, this is it really made me sick. Like every day I'm waking up and I'm seeing a new video pop up. I'm seeing us argue with each other, can't get on the same page. And it really has made me physically sick, because it's like, what are we going to do if we don't do this right?
You know, and I know it sounds simplistic, but a lot of times change starts within. You know what I'm saying? First, you got to start with yourself, and then you could change those around you or those who you hang around, and, you know, move on from that. And it gets disheartening. Like sometimes you have to unplug. Like that's what I had to do, you know, for the past couple of days, because it's like we're inundated by so much information. Like everything's happening. We see social media. We got, you know, on the minute in every city. We seeing so many people mistreated, so many protesters hurt, or so many, you know, the white supremacists or whoever it is that's out there trying to target the protesters. We got so much going on in our hands, and we want everybody to stay safe that it gets to be a bit much. So in order to protect yourself, self-preservation is key. You gotta, you know, sometimes unplug, but at the same time, you know, stay educated, stay informed, you know, do what you can. If you feel it's on your heart to like donate to a specific cause, to help a specific cause, to even be a voice on social media, because just because you don't have as many subscribers or whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. Like hashtags matter. Make sure you have the right hashtag so that your message can get out there in some form of fashion. So, you know, there's always little small things you could do to be a part of the solution. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, everything has been, you know, it's such a big, huge problem that the solution is not going to come overnight. And we just have to know that and stay vigilant.
And with the Shekinah thing, at first I just had saw like little clips of it, and you know, people were, you know, making a joke out of it. So I thought it was a joke, and until you actually showed the video and she mentioned, no, you know, Gucci didn't do anything to you guys, and I think she forgot at that moment that Gucci was one of the stores who didn't want Black folks to buy any of their products. Like they were one of the stores who
made
anti-Black
monkey sweaters and chain sweaters and what do you call it, ankle monitor shoes, and they've done a lot of problematic things, which is why, you know, they gave Dapper Dan a platform to try to kind of make it up amongst the Black community, because they know that a lot of Black dollars go into buying these designer goods. However, you know, I don't care. You know, we all love Gucci, Fendi, Prada, Dior. We all love labels. Like that, it is what it is. We've been taught to love labels, which is a whole nother topic for another day. But at the same time, we need to know that a lot of these labels don't care about us, so we need to direct our money to where it's
somewhere they
appreciated.
And that's what I know. I think it was last year T.I. had mentioned when they did come out. I want to say it was Burberry came out with the outfit, the monkey outfit again or whatever, and T.I. had mentioned, if us Black folks don't put our money into these businesses, they won't run, they won't be successful like they are today. And I actually was ready to do that. Like, you know, I was actually ready to, like, let's snatch our money together and let's see where they're going. And it never happened. And so now this time around, there will be a thing on July the 7th where we're not going to buy any products from anybody that's not Black owned. And
another thing you could do, and you know, shout out to Killer Mike, Jermaine Dupri, Usher, and all of them. They started this years ago, is to, you know, look up Black banks in your area and put some of your money in a Black bank. It don't have to be all of your money, you know, because I understand, you know, there's a Bank of America on every corner, and so sometimes you need that access. But at the same time, you know, putting your money in Black banks allows, you know, Black funding. They finance, you know, Black properties. They're more in line with, you know, the cause. So it's like we got to start protecting ourselves and doing something as little as that is to, you know, start being, you know, financially aware that, you know, our dollar speaks volumes too.
And I was really glad that you started, talking about this. You put the housewives aside for a minute and you actually talk about what was going on in society. And I like that because not every blogger out here only wants to, not everyone, but their majority of them only want to talk about the drama, and they don't want to talk about what's actually going on in our society today, because drama is what
definitely we get monetized. Just like at the end of the day, we don't get paid when we talk about anything. We can't even put it in the title without being penalized. So I feel like it's a sneaky way of censorship. I see it coming. We couldn't talk about COVID when it first came out. We couldn't talk about social distancing. We can't talk about a lot of things. Then they changed that. We can't talk about anything that they consider sensitive topics. When I put that police car burning in my video last week, we couldn't talk about that, which is why I did the little ride along. We was talking about it, but not talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I try to put the medicine in the food. You know what I'm saying? We gonna
you cooked it right.
yeah. So we that's why I got pictures of the Khia and Trina and Shekinah. But I knew we were gonna talk about some heavy topics because we couldn't not talk about it.
Right. And instead of, I feel like Khia went about it very wrong. Like, instead of going off and just roasting her, you should have probably just gave her knowledge and gave her some more information, because this is a vital time for Black people, whether or not we want to accept it. So instead of just calling her and all these kind of awful names and telling her to kill herself, you should have been like, listen, sister, I see you on the other side and you a little lost. Let me bring you, down to earth and let you know what's really going on and why people are doing what they're doing. Because, I don't know, maybe I'm covered from different cloth.
No, I get it. Well, how old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay, I knew you was in your 20s. I heard it in your voice. But and we appreciate people who are in your age range. I'm a little bit older than you. But because you're the future.
Right.
And that's why we say the change comes with you guys, because a lot of you guys are a lot more tolerant than we are. We didn't seen the worst of the worst. Some of y'all ain't seen it yet. So y'all are a little bit more open to having all races united, walking hand in hand, which is Martin Luther King's dream, which is great. But at the same time, you need to be aware that there are some bad agents out there who don't want you to succeed in creating unison. You know what I'm saying? So I salute all of you guys.
I had to talk with my grandmother about that, because my grandmother back in her days, they were just getting integrated, and she had the feeling, she's just like, I wish we would have never been integrated. But I was like, Grandma, I understand where you're coming from. I like us being all together, because we learn so much from different races, different cultures that we probably wouldn't have known from our own culture, even though our culture is amazing. I just like how,
but we do need to, you have to look at other cultures. Look at the way the Asians stick together, the Koreans stick together, the Hispanics stick together when it comes to their businesses, their homes. A lot of them, it'd be 20 of them in a house and they have their own business and support each other's businesses and all that. We don't do that. We would prefer to give our money to Louis, Gucci, Prada, and build up somebody else's businesses. And that's why I feel like your grandmother may have said something like that, because back then we didn't have a choice but to spend in our own communities. They made us live in our own communities, segregated from everybody else. So of course we had to go to the Black dry cleaner, the Black caterer, the Black baker, the Black store. So it built up us financially. But then when we started to integrate, it's like we can't win against the opponent when the opponent is so far ahead of us. And like I was saying earlier, people with privilege ain't gonna teach you how to win. So now you just in the mix, but you still at the bottom of the totem pole.
They ain't gonna teach you how to win. That's true. That's real true. I know when I started working at the hospital at 18, in the lab it's a lot of Black folks, and by me being the youngest there, I had the most trouble with the older women who worked there, because they felt that, you know, a young Black girl coming in here, she's gonna either steal the shine or she's gonna, you know, outdo us. And they probably say, let's get rid of this girl, let's get rid of all the old people because we got some fresh blood in here. And instead of them, you know, training me in the way I should go, they were putting more, giving me more fear that I couldn't do the job. And I felt like, where are the people like my grandmother that will build me up at that instant?
Mm-hmm.
But they wasn't there. And I feel like this is, like, again, I just, if I don't say
never
anything
allow anybody to make you feel less than. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, like they may have more experience, but you have, you know, the youth on your side, so you can get the experience that they have. So definitely, you know, stay, you know, just stay consistent, you know, keep that urge to learn, and whether they are, you know, want to help you or not, like, you know, help yourself sometimes. It's so difficult, especially in corporate America. I can tell you stories. Like I've always worked in situations where I was the only Black person in the room, you know, in the office at the desk. So, you know, you just have to have faith in yourself. And, you know, even if you look different than everybody else, just know that your talents are there. You may not have the education or the skills or whatever, but, you know, if you know in your heart that you're talented and you can make it, you can make it.
Oh yeah.
You can learn. Be open.
They need me now, but, you know, it is what it is.
What y'all got that we didn't have back in the day. We did kind of have the internet, but, you know, you got the internet right there in your hand on the phone all the time. Like anything you want to learn, anything you want to do, trust and believe, you can look it up and learn how to do certain things, you know, you can learn anything on the internet. You know, anything that you need to know, you can learn it. So
yeah, I think I believe what you're saying, but I also think, you know, we, like how you guys grew up where you had, I was watching Snoop Dogg and Amanda Seals, and he was talking about the police officers, and he used to have them in there where they would tell him, hey man, this ain't the right thing, you know, to be doing. In our generation, we don't have a lot of the older people who will navigate us through. It feels like sometimes we're doing this on our own. And I think a lot of the things that as young people are doing, it shows that. And people are so quick to say, oh, this young generation ain't gonna give a care, and they too fast, and they're too this. But it's like, man, we don't have what y'all had growing up. We got something entirely different, but I wish we did have that, because I think a lot of us wouldn't be like we are.
Well, I mean, you know, befriend someone that's a little older than you, someone that's where you want to be, someone that's doing what you want to do, to, you know, pay attention to how they move, how they work, what they do. You know what I mean? Like mentorship doesn't necessarily come with a title. If you are friends with somebody, you're going to be mentored by being there with them, by seeing them, by, you know, like they always say, you don't want to be the smartest person in the room. You know, a lot of times, you know, get with other people who are just as intelligent as you, so that you can learn from them.
Yeah. Well, thank you for allowing me to talk.
Thank you. I appreciate you calling. I appreciate you, you know, chiming in. I want to hear from you, you know, some more, and definitely call in. I would love to talk.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. I'm lovely.
Bye.
Goodbye. I love my squad. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hold on. What happened? Where you go? I wasn't gonna stay on long. Hold on. Let me see who I'm gonna take next. Fee Love. Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey.
How's everybody doing tonight?
We good.
Good. I just wanted to say that first off, I really appreciate that young lady calling in and speaking her truth. You know, I think a lot of times the young people do get pushed to the side, you know, not on purpose. I don't think it's intentional. I just think that, you know, sometimes we might feel like they was, you know, had a little silver spoon in their mouth way more than we had growing up, and they got things kind of handed to them via the internet and stuff. But, you know, it's kind of tough. It's tough because, you know, we did, we had a little bit of a harder road to go, but we didn't have as much handed to us. So we really wanted to get out there and get it, whereas, sometimes when you have everything that's given to you growing up, all your Christmases and stuff like that, it's kind of hard to be ambitious. So I'm proud of her for actually, having the nerve to call in and speak her truth and say how she felt, about being mentored and stuff like that. So I just wanted to say that about her. I heard that I could tell she was young in her voice, but when she said her age, I was like, I knew it. But yeah, so and I just want to encourage her to keep pushing on, and that sometimes it's out with the old and with the new on these jobs. And I was the only Black person in the room a lot of times on my jobs, in corporate America. And yes, you had some women that were willing to mentor you, and some that were side-eyeing you because they thought you were trying to take their job. So I actually hear what she's saying. So,
I've been there.
Yes. Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible because you really look up to some of these women, and then when you see that they can be catty, it's hurtful. It's like, dang, I'm just trying to get where you at.
Right.
So, it's hard to kind of accept that. But once she accepts that and realizes that she's just as good, and that they also had to start out somewhere, and start out at the beginning, she'll be just fine.
Yeah. And I say that to everybody, even about the internet. We all started at one. We all started at one. I need one subscriber. You know what I'm saying? I need one person to listen to. I need one person to read my site. We all started at one. So don't ever think anybody is so far ahead of you that they can't get caught. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yep. And that's why they side-eyeing you, because they see the potential. That's it. When they side-eyeing you and they talking about you, that's because you're a threat. So keep on being a threat. So the other thing that I really wanted to speak about tonight was I was on another young lady's channel yesterday or the day before, and her topic was mental health. And it was mental health during this, crisis. And what she was basically speaking about was that all of this stuff has been happening in 2020, and especially to our culture, and we haven't had a chance to come up for air at all. Like, it started with the whole COVID-19 and isolation, and then
you stressed and you think you're gonna get it, what you gonna do it, you gotta wash this and you can't wear this, and you wear gloves, don't wear gloves, wear a mask, don't wear a mask, don't touch this, don't have paper products, your plastic bags, you gotta isolate that, take off your shoes, take off your pants, take off your clothes. It's like, oh my God.
Yes, it will raise anybody's anxiety. I mean, it was at a point where then you seeing all the deaths that's happening, and they counting the numbers every day. If you watch the news, it would give you anxiety because they telling you that in New York, it's body bags and they don't have nowhere to put the body. I mean, it was horrible. And so you go straight from that to this civil unrest, and people trying to figure out what their role is in this, and what we gonna do about that, and we barely out the house from I call it house arrest. We barely out the house from house arrest. And so the lady was getting a lot of people that were reaching out to her because they just didn't have anywhere to go to discuss their mental health. They didn't know who to turn to. And we know that mental health is a stigma in our society. I mean, especially in the Black community, sometimes it's viewed as being weak, to seek help for your mental health, to go and talk to somebody. So I just wanted to kind of just bring that up, but then also let people know that, I don't know a whole lot about it, but the little bit that I do know, I have a mental health business in Virginia. I know a lot about the state of Virginia, but what I know from having a mental health business in Virginia is that every state in the United States gets federal funding for mental health. just like they do Medicaid. And you can go to, I know in Virginia, you can go to your local social services, even if you don't have health insurance, even if you're not working, all of those things, and you can, tell them that you want to talk to someone, or you need to talk to someone, and they will do a little paper, financial, income or what have you. And if you don't have anything coming in, it'll be free to you. They have groups, they have counselors you can talk to, just all those things, because I think that when we finally come up for air from all of this stuff, like, I just don't even know what else can happen in 2020. I just think that people are going to need somewhere to turn. And, it's hard to turn somewhere if you don't know where to start,
right.
And that was just kind of my 2 cents on the whole mental health thing. I think people
in
not talking
states,
about
like,
it.
how do they go about like finding their local resources? Do they just like Google mental health resources in the state of Georgia or Tennessee, or how do they go about it? What's the best?
I would recommend the very first place that you start is social services. The same way that they give you access to food stamps and WIC programs and money and things like that. They also have, in Virginia, it's called the Community Services Board. And they have one for pretty much every county, every city. And that Community Services Board in Virginia, they give you, they get federal dollars to assist that community with issues of mental health, any type of issues that you may have, even if it's substance abuse, if it's anxiety, stress, depression, if you have one of the hardcore, ones that, schizophrenia, bipolar, any of those things. If you don't have insurance here in Virginia, you can start with social services, and they will link you to the resources, and they have all the kind of groups and things like that there. I don't know how it is in each state, but what I do know from the little research that I have done is that every state has dollars allocated to them for the mental health of the community and of people that are like the more vulnerable population.
Okay.
So yes. And yes, I saw somebody say your urgent care, your primary doctor, sometimes they will have information that they can give you. But I always tell people, a lot of people say, I don't have insurance, and I'm scared, I don't want to go because I don't want them to try to label me as, with a diagnosis or this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
And, I just say the first place that you can start is definitely social services, the same place you go to if you're hungry, they don't advertise it a lot. And I think the reason why is because at the end of the year, if they don't spend those dollars, they can reallocate them to something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know how the game is played,
Yeah.
But I always try to make it my business, like on my Facebook page and stuff like that. I've been, the young lady gave me a really good idea yesterday, and she said, do some hashtags, like, if you're feeling isolated, or, Black Lives Matters, or, hashtag stress from the riots, whatever. And, it'll maybe get, because people just really don't know where to go.
Right.
And I think that's something that hasn't really been talked about. And I just kind of wanted to just touch on it lightly. I ain't want to make it too deep, but just let people know they can go.
No, we appreciate the information, because shoot, I know there's a lot of people out there that need these resources.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and they're out there, and you don't have to have any money to access them.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be in any kind of monetary tax bracket or anything like that.
Insurance, you don't have to have insurance. You could call them. Right. And so
you go down there and you can access these. And I'm gonna tell you who access them the most, because I used to work, just like you work for the state of Georgia in the lottery. I worked for Virginia, for the state of for the Department of Medical Assistance, state of Virginia, which is basically Virginia Medicaid. So the white people, they getting them, they getting it, and they getting it good. They getting so many, they know how to get those waivers. They know how to get you know, all the money that's out there.
The waivers, they know how to get food stamps, they know how to get the unemployment, they know how to get the PPP loans, they know how to get the EIDL loans, they know how to get everything. That's why I'm like, y'all need to get them too.
Yes, and that's exactly
I need to go and apply.
Yep, and that's exactly why I was like, I wanted to call in and say that, because just like they getting it, you can get it too. And some of these people are doctors and lawyers, and they may have an autistic child, and they don't pay $1 for their children's care. Their child is treated like the Queen of Sheba, and they could basically get a blank check from the state because they are, you know, they know about these waiver programs, and their child is in school, really good schools that's paid for by the state. Transportation is paid for, you know, everything. Like, it's crazy. And all I see is a lot of white people that's getting these, you know, getting all of this help, because our community, we don't know a lot about it. And the ones that do know, they sometimes they don't like sharing the information. And I'm like, no, start at social services. They have mad programs for mental health. Yeah.
Well, thank you, look, Fila, for giving us all this good information.
You are very welcome.
Take these notes and type it up and send it to me.
Yes, that's right. I mean, yes, and this is what it's for. Like, I'm really glad that, you know, I love talking about the Housewives. I love it because I can talk about it all day long. But I also know that, like you said, this is important, and we also need to make sure we, you know, rise each other up, and each one teach one. If I know something, I'm gonna tell you. If y'all know something, tell me, because we only gonna know if we stick together.
Right.
And I just think we got to do that, especially in a time like this.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. And I'll talk about Miss Stinky more another time.
Like I said, I had to put the medicine in the candy, child.
There you go. There you go. But y'all have a really good night. And I hope everybody is keeping their head up and keeping their stress down.
All right. Thank you.
All righty.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Well, y'all, we got a lot. I didn't even expect to be on this long, but I'm gonna take a few calls because I know some people been holding for a while. Hi, Fun Zipper.
Hey, Michelle. I liked what the last caller said. Only thing that I would like to clarify.
Now, you know, I wanted you to call. I'm tell you why I wanted you to call, because you said that you feel like anxiety is an overused term. And I'm like, how so? We are suffering from anxiety. We be stressed out.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but I'm just saying, like, everything's not anxiety only because sometimes people put themselves in that situation. Like, this news stuff, cut it off, guys. It's not going to do, like, watching these over and over and, like, going on social media sometimes. That you're in, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not. The stuff you can't control, that's
somebody said this to me the other day. Turn off the news, whatever. But at the same time, even if you turn off the news, it's like your whole society, everything that you used to do, all the things that you like, you can't do those things anymore right now. So it has affected your daily life. So even if you turn off the news, it's still there. So you can't just say I'm unplugging and, you know, now I can go on about my life as if COVID doesn't exist, as if protests don't exist, as if, you know, all of these things don't exist when they smack dab in your face.
How about this, Michelle? I don't turn on the news, period. And everything that y'all like say on this live, I already know. Like, I'm like, you know, like, oh yeah, like I figured.
Okay, you already know. So that's what wherein the anxiety comes from, knowing all this stuff that's going on, and you don't have any input or any immediate change. That's where my anxiety comes from, because I'm a problem solver. I want to solve the problem. If the problem can't be solved, I feel like I just want to.
But that's what me and you have in common. And I know, like you were speaking to DJ and the last caller. Like, this last caller was good because she gave y'all information and stuff. And I always say community. I swear, the first day they announced that EDIL loan, I was the one telling everybody on here to go get your $10,000. Y'all can rewind that. You know what I mean? Like that's the way I can solve it.
Why you didn't tell me to say I had 10 employees? That's the kind of information.
Michelle, I would never tell anyone to lie. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's 1,000 each. Yeah.
Right, but originally it was 10,000, and then they changed it to be 1,000 per employee. So am I supposed to get my 9,000 left after that?
But let me tell you about that. What's going to happen, you know, they're going to have to do another stimulus bill because, like, this one clear, like, everybody's not going to be back to work by when it runs out, like all the unemployment thing runs out at the end of July. Everybody's not going to be back to work. So they're going to have to give more. But Hello Alice, Facebook, Verizon, they're doing grants for $10,000. And I know plenty of people, I got one. They're doing it too. So there's other resources out there.
There are, and the PPP is still available to June 30th. As long as you're an independent contractor with a EIN number and an LLC, you qualify. Whether you are one person or 10 people, just go and apply and get your funds. And most of it is forgivable.
But they did, and like I know about a lot of people are mad about that. They only got 1,000. But they didn't think that everybody was gonna apply. When they did it, they was like, "Okay, we have
the
X
PPP
amount of
or the EIDL.
Yeah, the EDIL, the grant. They didn't think that everybody was gonna apply for that. Like when I did mine the first day, and the server was like crashing. It took forever to load. So I think that's why they did 1,000 per employee. And then Simone B said 10,000 isn't enough. If I see, I put it this way, Simone, you're right. 10,000. I mean, if I see $10,000 on the side of the street, if I see $1 on the street, I'm gonna pick it up. So it might not be enough, but if somebody's saying they're gonna give me free 10,000, I'm gonna take it. What was I gonna call about? But yeah, you're right. I didn't mean that literally. I didn't mean anxiety doesn't exist. I mean just don't put yourself in situations that's gonna give you anxiety. Is how I meant it. So if I offended anybody, I stand corrected. I apologize. It's real issues. I'm just saying, but I know people who are like, "Oh my God, I have anxiety about this." I'm like, "Then turn it off. Turn it off. Take a nap." This is the best. This should be the best non-anxiety time for people. You should feel like you did in high school and middle school. You shouldn't know what day of the week it is right now. Like we live in a twilight zone.
You see, I took a vacation from the blog. I have not blogged since the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion episode 1.
Part 1.
I didn't do a write up. So yeah.
I refresh the page every day, 3 times a day, and see the same post. I know.
I'm gonna go back. I said I was gonna go back June 1st, and then all of this stuff happened. I didn't feel like I said I need some more time. I need some more mental health days. So yeah.
Because me and all my friends in the comments, I just love it when you write the post and you put this is an open post and they go crazy in it. I haven't been able to do that in months, but I'm letting you have your time off. Take your time. I'll just come back.
I'm coming back. I'm still paying my hosting. The site is still up. 12 years worth of stuff is still up. I'm start reposting, tweeting some of my old posts and make y'all go read some. I love.
No, but honestly though,
read old stuff like it's new.
Honestly though, I give you a much more leeway than like other sites that I read because like you're doing it by yourself. Even the other African American bloggers, like you know, the one with the Jasmine girl and even
they have writers.
Kenya's friend.
They have don't pay.
Yeah, unpaid interns. She lives in LA. She has unpaid interns. It's all she has. Like, and they're doing the post. So I give you credit, like you're not up there going around Atlanta and stuff. Like, okay, little girls and boys,
and taking advantage of
state or whatever journalism.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. If I get that's why I asked for writing samples, and a lot of y'all sent me some writing samples too, and I got to go through a lot of them because some of them like wrote long ass posts. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, I never wanted to take advantage of the kids, even though I know I would be teaching them something. You know what I'm saying? So. There's that. And then when I did, I even had some paid writers a couple of times, but a lot of y'all don't like to read them because they don't write like me. And I don't have time to teach you how to be me.
No, we like you, and we don't like it when Andrew Caldwell. We didn't like it when Andrew Caldwell was in the research department either, but that's a whole nother topic. I liked it when you talked to DJ and you were talking about the corporate racism. And to be honest, I read your site for years, but my first YouTube video, and I don't even know how I stumbled across it, was when you told the story about when you were let go from your former employer. And you said, it was so funny to me, but like, I mean, I knew I love your writing, but I remember you were like, security was like, come back later. Like, I remember it word from where it was my first video I ever watched of you.
Man, it was just Yeah, it was so surreal. Like they didn't want anybody to know that I had got fired. It was just crazy. And it, like even talking about it then, I remember I started crying. I haven't watched that video again since I made it, but I just remember crying. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't cry on live. But you know, it just took me back.
Yeah, but to say about that, because what is today? I don't even know what day of the week is. Is it Thursday? Blackout Tuesday.
It's
and this
Thursday.
is why you said earlier to us African Thursday. We fall for the okie doke is what you said, and we certainly do. It was Blackout Tuesday, and there were companies and organizations and people who were blacking out their stuff, and I'm like, you talking the talk, but you're not walking the walk. And some organizations, like I've worked for before, and I know Jamel Hill said it, NBC did, and it was like, y'all have the nerve to black yourself out, and what you did to Gabrielle Union, and you basically call her like we got to stop falling for that kind of stuff. And like when you were talking about that with DJ, I was like, yeah, that corporate, like we talk about stuff, which is true, which is like us and the police, but we also need to talk about that in the workplace. The one in the workplace is just as bad as the police. We need to talk about both of them. Like we ignore and we grin and bear, like you said, you were making six figures, and that's what the thing is. Well, I'm paying you more. Like when they pay you, when you hit that $100,000 mark and up, they be looking at you like when you have a complaint about something like, is $100,000 not enough? Like your ancestors did it for free. Like you know, like that real high end corporate America is just like the police. Like that's why when I hear white women talk about a glass ceiling, I'd be like, girl, shut the F up. Like you like what we have is really crazy. But that's just that. And then to be more lighthearted, I wanted to bring a new topic in entertainment. I'll give myself 60 seconds.
Okay, go ahead. Hello? My zipper.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
You disappearing.
Wait, you going in and out.
Can you hear me? Okay, yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. The Real, I don't even watch it, but Amanda Seales saying that she's out. Like, did you think she was gonna make it? Am I breaking up?
Yes. I heard you say Amanda Seales and The Real, and you said, I think she's gonna make it what? Von Zipper.
No, that she announced that she's not coming back. Like, did we? I don't even watch that show. Yeah, I
don't watch it either. Is that me or you? I can't hear a thing. Is it me?
Can you hear me now? No, it's me.
Okay, Buzz Zipper. He hung up. I don't know what happened. Okay, thank you, Buzz Zipper. I appreciate it. But as far as that Amanda Seales conversation, I don't watch The Real either, and I don't necessarily care that she's gone. I mean, it is what it is. Somebody said I knew it wouldn't last. Okay. I've been on 3 hours. Oh my gosh. Let me take a few more. It's a lot of y'all back here. Lily.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Hi.
Yes,
hi. Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
So it's good to see you.
It's good to see you. Sort of, kind of.
I know, right? I was thinking, I know it's Thursday because The Real Karens in New York comes on tonight.
Oh, no, not The Real Karens.
But seriously. Okay, I had a lot of things I wanted to go over, but you have been on 3 hours. Thank you for sharing your love. First, Ken is the cheapest PR person for NeNe. She should keep it up. All publicity is good publicity. Mm-hmm. Fantastic, Ken. Fantastic. Couldn't have done it better myself. NeNe is great for who? Whenever Andy asked her about Kenya in the past, she'd be like, who? Whoever she doesn't want to talk about. So she's checkmate on that. And I think we should cancel Drew Brees, keep Trina and the other one, and forgive us, but stop giving them passes all the time. So cancel Drew Brees.
Okay.
Give us some grace because we're emotional right now.
Okay.
We had the non-distraction. and were able to absorb the murder for what it was, and we're triggered. I personally am triggered. I know my post-traumatic, my PTSD from my own encounter from the police is like totally activated, like the people for Trump right now, I'm activated. And, you know, I'm thinking that we have to tell the truth. We're marching, and I love the people marching. I'm not doing it right now. I've done it in the past.
Mm-hmm.
When I did get assaulted by the police, I sued them all the way to Supreme Court.
Okay.
And it took like a year. And a jury, not of my peers, said I was lucky I didn't get shot.
Oh my
and
God.
Put me on my way. They literally said, she's lucky she didn't get shot, me and my now husband. And so it's like, you know, a lot of shit. But we have to tell the truth about the police while we're marching.
Right.
We've been saying, oh, it's not your job to kill us. You're supposed to protect and serve us. It's not your job to brutalize and terrorize our communities. It's not your job to stalk us and stop our free rights of breathing.
Well, if you watch 13, the 13 on Netflix, it is their job to stalk us.
Exactly.
It's their job. You know,
and that's what we have to start saying at these things while the news is watching. We have to start telling the truth out loud while we're out there wasting our breath. Tell the truth. They are doing your job, and their job needs to be obliterated. That's what needs to happen. Don't rename it. Don't restructure it. Don't reorganize it. Don't anything. Obliterate. Burn down. Scoop up the ashes. Put them in a canister and put them in the bottom of the ocean with fucking Godzilla. Never to be heard from again. And build something else new. That's inception is about compassion and caring and true rehabilitation, if that's what we want as a society. But this whole thing about people policing us that don't have to listen to the laws they imply, they get these 4 guys, they're getting the luxury of due process. They're getting the luxury of sitting in a jail. They're getting the luxury of bail. Luxuries. Because they were doing what they were paid to do, their job.
Right.
And in the end, we are going to have to continue to tell the truth. Luckily, the world was on lockdown with us. And so the world, too, is not distracted and can feel this.
Right. Can feel it, can see it, can witness it firsthand, and can understand exactly why we are protesting and feel the way we feel. Because, you know, it's not like, you know, they keep saying, you know, the names change. It's just another different name, same situation all the time. So now finally people are paying attention and it's like, well, dang, this is a recurring theme. You know, maybe they're on to something. Maybe they're right. It's like,
well, and even within these protests, these videos of the brutality inflicted on our children for all the world to see. And every day a governor, a mayor, somebody stands up and says, well, COVID-19, the numbers on the peak, and fuck. They say that, but none of them are saying stop the police. None of them are saying stop.
Right.
So
not even Trump is saying stop. That's what's so disheartening. He's not even saying stop. He's not even, you know, it's like he's, you know, further, you know, encouraging the police to do whatever they're doing. And you know, that's where we see a problem, and it's just so disheartening. It's just anyway. But yeah,
it's crazy. One last thing, because I'm worked up. I'm gonna drink. But there's this thing trending kind of on TikTok, and I've seen on IG about a blackout for economics, July 4th through the 7th at least. Try to buy black, practice. In the meantime, try to find your black, tweet about it, at somebody that's a black business, you know, and try to follow them and subscribe and spend your money black.
Yes, I agree. Well, thank you, Lily. I appreciate you.
Peace.
All right. Y'all gonna make me cry. Y'all gonna make me cry. I can't take it. But yeah, yeah. Should I take? Let me take these last two calls. Kimmy. Hi, Kimmy. Are you still there? I know you've been holding for a while. Okay. Kimmy is going. Let me see. Pussy Willow Dottie.
Hey, Michelle.
Hi, how are
you? Can you hear me, Michelle? I'm good. Listen, I want to talk about like the luxury goods. People always be like having this thing about luxury goods. Like sometimes people think they bad, but at the same time, they be good quality though. They be like real good quality items.
Nobody said anything about luxury goods weren't good quality. Trust and believe. I got a whole room full of luxury goods. I got all the Louboutins, all the Louis Vuittons, all the Celine bags. Like, trust me, I bought into it as well. But at the same time, you know, I told y'all 2 years ago, I stopped buying purses. I just haven't sold the ones that I have. I'm not mad about, you know, people want luxury goods, but at the same time,
I mean, they're good quality items. I mean, like if you get extra good stuff, like
if you cannot afford them, what do you look like buying $2,000, $3,000 purses when you don't?
I mean, that's just ignorant. Yeah, you can't be doing that out here. That's just not. That goes against. You know what I'm saying? You got to go take care of other things first. You can't do that. But I mean, if you look at something like you said, Louis Vuitton. They have a history of craftsmanship that goes along hundreds of years. Like if you actually buy these things, like they can last you for like 50 years. Like it's not like you go buy something at a Walmart, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna fall apart. They have good craftsmanship. They're known for their craftsmanship, not just the name. It's craftsmanship too.
Purses that have good craftsmanship.
Yeah, true.
You know, if you buy a good leather purse, it's a good leather purse. Doesn't matter if it has somebody's name on it.
Oh yeah, and my other point is, you know, that one of the best things we could do as a Black community to like build some wealth, but it's generational. If we would send our top athletes to HBCUs, if you think if these top athletes went to Hampton or A&T or FAMU or South Carolina State or Livingston or Shaw, St. Aug, Virginia State, Morgan, you know what I mean, Bethune-Cookman. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of places. If they invested in those first, they're already established. You just go ahead and build them up, because and circulate in that in your own community. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
Not to mention. You a Black boy going to Ole Miss or Alabama for some people who could give a shit if you died on the goddamn street and wouldn't give a goddamn damn. They profiting off of you and you walking away empty-handed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Empty fucking handed. You ain't got shit to show for it but a fucking leather, what you call it, leather jacket? Right. Oh, I went to Alabama. Oh, I went to, you know what I'm saying, you know, University of Florida. I'm like, okay, but you still walked away empty-handed. Because they were, when you get an education, you get all that. Guess what? That's crumbs off the table. Have you seen those arenas? They rival NFL arenas.
Right, they do.
So I'm like, maybe it should be something in the Black community now where we seriously start thinking about sending our kids to HBCUs just off the top, or you get in Buku Bank to go to school in Alabama. I mean, I can't walk away empty-handed from going somewhere like that.
Yeah. Right.
And they use your name and image and likeness and you walk away empty-handed. Can you believe it? Somebody walking around with your jersey on, you sitting there like looking at it like, I ain't received a dime for this shit.
Right.
Oh, but that's all I wanted to say. But Michelle, you know what I'm saying? I love your show. Keep doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you. Thank you for calling. All right. I'm going to take Kimmy. Since Kimmy called back. Hey, Kimmy.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Close your other window because you were echoing.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hey.
Okay. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Hello, everybody. I was calling because I live in a very small town in Tennessee, and it is predominantly white. We have maybe like 2 or 3 black businesses around. Um, Watching the George Floyd situation like really bothered me because last year around this, well, close to this time, a guy here got killed by cops, and they tried to say that he died from a drug overdose. And now they've leaked the videos and all the information after the fact. The prosecutor just was like, he is not pressing charges at all. So like this like really hits hard for me. Um, Around here, it's like our black people are divided, and I think we all need to just come together, start going to our city council meetings, and voting and getting people in that's going to help us out. Because if we don't come together, and unite, this is going to continue. Like the police just constantly harass people. You constantly seeing people get killed by them. I seen a guy earlier that got killed by the cops back in March. It's just getting ridiculous. Like, I just, I feel horrible to hear him, begging basically for his life. It's just like, when is this going to stop? Like, when are we all going to come together and unite and,
But the crazy thing is, it's not us that has to change. It's not us.
Correct.
It's them targeting us that has to change. So while we protest, and that's great, it's some things that have to happen internally. It's some things that have to happen with white privilege in general. So I don't know how that's going to change or what's going to happen to make that change. But they see us, they see we're upset, we're angry, and there needs to be a change. But it's up to the system to change itself. Like, I don't know how we can change. We can vote, we can do all of that, but even with that, is systemic. Like, it's gonna take some time.
Oh yeah, it's gonna take time. I mean, it's not gonna happen overnight. And I tell my Caucasian friends all the time, if you see something and it's racist, check that person. Like, don't let it slide, because a lot of people just let it go. And because it's normalized. It's just like, well, they're white, so it's shameful. My daughter, my headlight went out of my car, and the parking light was still on, but the low bulb had blew. And she was like, "Mama, I'm getting scared. I don't want you to drive." And I was like, "Well, we're gonna be fine." She was like, "Well, I'm scared if the police pull you over, they're gonna kill you." And I mean, this is what she's seeing this all the time, and it's happened here.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know. I said 2020 is a hood rat on her period, because it's been a mess. Like,
well, definitely what we can't do is hold our vote. We gotta vote, whether it's is voting for somebody or voting against somebody. We gotta vote.
Yes.
We gotta also, like Kendra said in a previous video. Shout out to Kendra. We have to start on the local level. You got to support your local politicians and voting, your local sheriffs and all of that too. You have to start. We got to make our voices heard some kind of way. And sitting at home, sitting away from the polls, thinking that your vote doesn't matter and your input doesn't matter is not helping us. And that's what's happening with a lot of us, because we don't go out to vote unless Barack Obama is on the ballot. So
right.
we need to get back out there and make our numbers be heard. Period.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, start going to the city council meetings, and you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to get in there. And, like the other lady was saying about all the different loans and the programs that they have. And, a lot of African Americans don't know about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? We need to start.
What is wrong with everybody Wi-Fi? Is it me? Kimmy. Well, Kimmy. Hello. All right. Well, look, that is my cue, Kimmy. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you for bringing it up that we need to vote and sharing your it's probably StreamYard Von Zipper. I don't know, because people were saying that the stream was turning black or whatever. It's a bad connection. I don't know what's going on. But apparently I've been on long enough. Romero asked me, was I going to do a Patreon after dark? I don't know. I've been sitting here for 3 hours. I got to go potty. No, I need to go chill for a minute, drink something. Shoot, my anxiety is up there too. I may come on late. I may do a late night one. I may do a late night when we can hang out. I'll be up all night anyway. If y'all are up at after midnight and talk and chill and talk about some things. But I'm back. I'm not gonna take no more hiatus, so I'll be back on tomorrow and we can talk about some more things. If y'all haven't already, go ahead and like this video, please, and thank you. It's 1,000 people watching and only 561 likes. You see how y'all do me? I like to thank Felicia for sending me a Cash App, and Niz for sending me a Cash App. Thank you to everyone who sent me super chats. JJ, I see you sent one earlier. I missed it. I appreciate you. I know some other people did too, but YouTube won't let me in there. Hold on, let me see if I can get in to the control room and see. YouTube is so funny with StreamYard because it's like it's a third-party app and they be acting funny. Hold on. Viewer activity. There it is. Okay, there y'all are. Dover Girl, Stephanie Nixon, LaShawn Hampton is a new member. Sabrina Matlock sent me a super chat. New members: Letitia, Dover Girl, Shay Love, and Jazzy Bell, you a new member, girl. LaShawn sent me a super chat. Simone signed up and upgraded her membership to level 3. Oh, thank you so much, Simone. Katia too sent me a super chat and said, F Trina. She said she was ready today, so let her be ready for the dragon. Okay. Anita sent me a super chat. T. Holland said, why is she so comfortable discussing NeNe's marriage? Talking about Kenya. Child, I don't know. Maggie sent me a super chat and said, what is it her business? I don't know why they care so much about NeNe. Kenya, where is Mark? Where is your husband? Shout out to Maggie. New member, Alaska. Shout out to you. Just Jesus, I love your name. We need you in our lives right now. New member, Just Jesus has joined Just Jesus is on my squad, okay? Carolyn Dunn sent me a super chat. Rebecca, thanks for giving us a platform where we can voice our opinions about such serious and sensitive situations. It gives the voiceless a voice. Thank you so much, Rebecca. But we aren't voiceless. In this age of social media, we all have a voice. Like I said, if you want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, post it on your social media. Make sure you include the right hashtag. Hashtag George Floyd, hashtag Black Lives Matter, hashtag BLM, hashtag Straight from the A, whatever you want to be seen, because people check those hashtags. Lynetta, thank you for the super chat. She said, thank you for being you. I appreciate you. Deborah Hackley was a new member of the squad. Somebody else on here. Why it won't go down? Hold on, let me open this up. I think that say JJ. It's too far down. But you were the last one. Somebody else sent me some cash apps. Hold on. Andrea, thank you so much. Y Dogan, and thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out with me for 3 whole hours. Oh, it was JJ. I see it in here, but I couldn't see it on YouTube. I appreciate you, Tracy, and shout out to my mods, Princess AG, John. Who else is a mod? Is Kendra a mod? I don't know. I can't tell who the mods in here. I know Princess AG won. I know C Patterson won. Shout out to Kendra. I see you. Anyway, I appreciate you. You said the PWI does give money, so y'all rewind. Y'all was rewinding. You said wake up, y'all some brainwashed people. What did you talking about, Angela? You came in here so late. I don't understand. But anyway, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, visit straightfromtheA.com when I come off my hiatus. Well, you can visit it now. You really can. You can go back through the archives and read all kind of stuff I want. I appreciate your clicking the view. It doesn't matter if it's reading new stuff. You can read some old stuff over there. Thank you. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm not gonna even do an outro. I'm not gonna even do an outro. I'm just gonna get out of here. Hold on, let me do my ticker. Turn that off. Turn that off. I guess I'll do an outro. I feel bad when I don't do an outro. Well, nah, I ain't gonna do no outro because I'm tired. I am tired. I appreciate y'all. Anyway, thank you. Put your aliens up as you leave out the room. Like it. Shout out to my Patreons. I love you guys and good night.